Yes, people, welcome back to the Reggae Boys Weekly, and not the edition, weekend edition. Today's what, Sunday? No, so everybody will cook up them Sunday dinner. What them normally cook on Sunday? Rice and peas and fried chicken. So you go down to our KFC them on Sunday. Where you go?
Hey, to the world stay, brother. The whole brother KFC full every day in the youth. So KFC youth them depend now, brother. No jokes.
Jano. Where you cook today?
Bro, we don't have time for cook today still. We don't cook today because I go up on the road. You see me? So, yeah, bro. I don't know what I go buy today though.
People, let me just refresh my thing quickly. 1 second, people. They can go on the road. Let me just
Yeah, bro. Yeah, the youth difference. But as you guys can see, today we have a few things to discuss. The Sun reported and other publications as well reported in the UK that because Thomas Tuchel is the New England coach, that kind of make Mason Greenwood kind of hesitant in our way as it relates to fully committing in that way. So yeah, we're going to talk about that in this episode. Also, Oral Tracey had a few things to say about the quote-unquote England rejects. He had a few things to talk about as it relates to Isaac Hayden as well. And lastly, Steve McClaren has his say as well. So we're going to cover all them topics there. Go through, person.
Yo, people, want to be a good show today now. So if you just make the live stream visible, just smash that like button, share the video to your friends and family and your dog as well. I'm no son of dog on phone, so not your dog as in your brethren, like your dog, your pet dog, share it to people, smash that like button so we can get it visible, because as the kind of said, there's some new developments surrounding Mason Greenwood, and there's a stall in the process at this moment in time. So we definitely have to discuss it, and we get an opinion on this situation, and we share our opinion as well. And obviously we're going to talk about Steve McClaren, as he has had his say surrounding the national team and the progress of the team so far. So just do me a favor, people, on this lovely Sunday, and smash that like button surrounding things. Also, you can feel free to send us a super chat later down in the show if you want to support our YouTube channel or the Reggae Boys Weekly show in general. So let me just kickstart it by playing the intro for the show, people.
No matter where you do, you know, say that we can't stop. We stand up and salute down to the yellow, the green, the black. And make them know.
Yeah, people, so I want to start off with Steve McClaren, and then we'll jump into the Oral Tracey or the Mason Greenwood thing next, because, I know people, if the Mason Greenwood thing, I kind of stress me out. It has stressed out the kind of before me even jump into it. It has stressed you out to any extent?
No, brother, because at the end of the day, even before the Mason Greenwood news, I'm already confident that Jamaica is going to reach the World Cup. You see me? But now I stress like a whole lot of fans. I know Jamaica are going to reach the World Cup. I'm going to say it multiple times for this year. If Jamaica can reach the World Cup, I'm going to stop cover football overall. You see me? So I'm not fret, I'm not stress, nothing at all. You see me? The only thing is having a Mason Greenwood just going to bring more excitement to the team. It's going to make it will give you more global recognition, whether it's positive or negative. It's good spotlight, bad spotlight is still spotlight. So, yeah, bro, it will bring something different to the country. So, that's the only positive. Plus, what we are going to see on the field. Plus, as well, when we do get to that World Cup, we can challenge more if we have a player like Mason Greenwood on the cards. It will be a bit easier for really play upon the weaknesses of other teams. So yeah, but if we don't get him, we don't get him. You see me? But that's what we're here to talk about today. Hopefully, we get him. And yeah, if there's anybody where we are go one from England and we are go call or wait, if them are go wait, it's gonna be a player of that quality. Not that we wash up and ready. You see me?
Before we even get into that, right? The Steve McClaren thing first of all. I'm gonna say your team Arsenal lose. People dropping the thoughts in the comment section as well. Will Arsenal win the Premier League title this season? Your team Arsenal losing out. What you have to say about that? Hold on. The first thing, people, when the man them play Man City recently, and the man them have the play with 10 man against City, the man them must say, yo, we all have City, rare, and then the man them get look Bournemouth, and Only can't hold them off. What going with that? Like, why not couldn't beat Bournemouth? Like, why not couldn't hold off your draw? Man, I understand. The good match Arsenal, brother.
Watch your style. You know what I'm saying? I know hold out, brother. When you get them side, brother, you can't. I no matter hold out against with for draw, brother. You see, if you go down to 10 men and you are challenged against them side, you win. I win, you want to win anyway, brother. So even we as Arsenal fans, even though we're down to 10 million and nil all, we are fine out and I try plot. Oh, we are going to win this game with 10 man.
MG, big up yourself.
Manchester United, they will say, all right, we have to just get a draw or go down to 10 men. Whether we are title challengers, so all we down to 10 men, never fears.
Yo, hold on. I don't want you to call up United game. My team win this weekend, so nobody can give me a tough chat around this, you know. You see me? I say nobody really can give me a tough chat around this.
But I don't know if arrogant. You see me? But
watch out now. Chelsea lose today. Arsenal lose today. Boyz drop points today. City nearly drop points. United pick up points. Yo, bro, I want to talk someone. Yo, I'm full of chat today, no people. I'm to some Arsenal fan. And you know the funny thing is to people, when City lose Rodri there, the man them must say, yo, City are going to struggle without Rodri. Ray and Tay, them are going to struggle without Rodri. The man them now have Saka. The man them now have Martin Odegaard. The man them get a red card against Bournemouth. Yo.
Yeah, you man them.
Yo.
Wait, man.
Yo. I don't know what going on Arsenal.
The only way this can turn on right now is if Arteta just goes some books and beat up Liverpool them away. Because Liverpool them ready in a dog. Who that I say Liverpool in them face? Big up Liverpool still. Because if Arsenal now win the league of the season, Liverpool more win it. So I well want Liverpool win the match there. You see me? You see City and Chelsea? I hate them dog. And the next thing, hold on, I'm going to take Liverpool serious than the title race. I still feel like them are going to fade out later down. So the more points them can accumulate and go and put pressure upon City until we find what foot, the better it is. I can't have City and run with it and we don't find what foot yet, bro. So I am all with Liverpool getting up and just a keep pressure upon City, bro. You see me? I can't bother with them and run with it right now and my side there, the situation my side there, bro. So Liverpool, no go and do nothing.
Yeah. So that is it surrounding the Premier League. Just a quick chop up. So let me just get into the article quickly surrounding Steve McClaren and then progress with the show. So the headline with this article from the Jamaica Observer is "We are still learning." So that is what Steve McClaren had to say surrounding his tenure so far and the last game against Honduras at the National Stadium, in which it was a draw. However, Jamaica did advance, and they will play the United States of America in the Nations League quarterfinal. The first game will be played in Jamaica, and then the second game will be played in America. And the one thing I'm not like, bro, with this thing with the Nations League and the organizers at this competition, people, you have enough Jamaican people live in America, and the man them decide to put the game as Missouri or St. Missouri or where, you see me? I say, yo, bad man, Jamaica go play United States, and the man them put the game over way, bro. So even me can get to go the game. Brother, foolishness that bad man. You see me? I say, I rate them style by the organizers. You see me? Them bring it to some state where yo. I mean, even though if black people over them place, I joke. It's state for people. So let me just get into this article quickly. I did highlight some key stuff, but for some reason the highlights that I had on this article kind of gone. You see me? I say,
one second before you begin. One second. Fearless gonna. We'll see you here below. Just make a cover this and then we get you. Your first call. You see me?
Yeah. So Jamaica was held to a 0-0 draw by Honduras on Monday at the National Stadium, but finished top of Group B in the CNLA with 8 games in the CNL A with 8 points, which sees them advance into the last 8 of the competition. However, for the second game running, and this is a key point in this article, people. However, for the second game running, majority of the fans inside the stadium were left disgruntled as they failed to find the back of the net and registered no shots on target despite scoring 4 goals in their 2 away games. And many individuals at this point in time, they're saying that Jamaica is an away team against Cuba, who played well, we dominated possession, we created chances, but just couldn't get the goal at the end of the 90. And against Honduras at the National Stadium, we never create as much chances compared to when we played Cuba at home, right? And I think it was a poor performance compared to any other performance under Steve McClaren since he's been at the national team. McClaren admitted the boys performed below expectations, but he was pleased with their tactical efforts. He went on to state, the great thing from my point of view was we want to control the game through possession, and we're building towards that, he said. Let me just pause right here and get into Dikanya and his thoughts surrounding what Steve had to say. In terms of the games, right? You were at the National Stadium for the Honduras game. You know, obviously with dominated possession, you know, you spoke about the fans not being excited. It was until Kaheem Dixon kind of came on the pitch and him kind of take that one shot there and everybody kind of, you know, lift up out of them seat and whatever the case is. One thing that we definitely can say under Steve McClaren is that we've been playing with more possession of the ball. It looks like we know what we actually want to do with the ball rather than lumping it forward, which has been a common theme when Coach Jaime Hallgrimson was at the national team. What do you have to say about that and the performance against Honduras and how Steve McClaren is seeing the team in terms of the possession-based game?
Well, yeah, as I say, the team is playing more, and as a person, we love the tactics of the football, right?
Gonna boss. We could just cover the topic them and do audio. So 1 second. Got you.
Yeah. So as a what am I gonna say? As a person, we love the tactics and everything of the football. See, I kind of like the way the Reggae boys are playing, but there's so much with keeping possession, but you have to be brave to actually penetrate. And I think that is what this team is lacking. Another thing as well, as relates to the fan base. The fan base, them when we are kick away ball, them are cussed in the stadium. But yet still when the team are keep the ball and knock the ball, and keep possession and try to dominate the game, quote unquote, them have problems with that too. Them want the man for rush the ball game. So come on, Jamaica, you have to be patient. You have to know brother. If you man them kick away ball, no cuss. If you man them keep the ball, no cuss. You see me? But that's the next thing that McLaren needs. He needs not only this possession and us being able to keep the ball. He needs something to allow us to penetrate, which, if I'm going to be unbiased, because I will only say my bias last episode, if I'm going to be unbiased, Isaac Hayden can help us with that as a defensive midfielder to break lines, right? But even though he can, me don't want him same way, right? Go find somebody else who can be. Me here say Louis Baker forward, then see you get somebody there. See? But yeah, we need that type of person deep line, because Latiba there is not a defensive midfielder. We can see that. Like, he can bring the ball side to side, he can do the defensive part of the game very well. But modern day football, a defensive midfielder, he can break lines too. So yeah, that's the thing where we really need. We just need a defensive midfielder or an 8. We have a play beside a Latiba there that is really brave. Casey Palmer not brave, bro. You see me, not brave at all. So yeah, bro, that's my opinion on the matter. We could just see what going on for the USA game.
Yeah, I'm just want to add to that, people. Even though me share the same opinion as Dickan around the Isaac Hayden situation, you know, the one thing I'm not gonna do with Isaac Hayden is deny the quality of player that Isaac Hayden is. You know, I've watched the guy. I look on some recent highlights of Isaac Hayden, and the guys are brilliant. Number 6, you know them way, and he has predominantly played as a number 6, so that is his bread and butter. Sherman Scott, big up yourself. But everybody have a difference in opinion with the Isaac situation and whether or not he must play for Jamaica. Obviously, if it happened, it happened. You know, we don't have no control over it. It's just a mere opinion at the end of the day. But Isaac Hayden definitely could add something to this Reggae Boys team. I'm telling you, people, the man can definitely add something different to the national team. As I say, so if them select him next window, I mean, may I go say the coach is kind of what you call that word? A hypocrite. Where will be contradicting? Is I say in terms of some of the stuff for him say about other players, you know, having to play football, and then, you know, here comes Isaac Hayden, you know, not really playing any minutes at this time. Yes, he's playing football, but not at the highest level. You get me? I say so. That's kind of contradicting to me. Is I say. But just we get further in the article, and
before you head into that, for people, just go ahead now. 107 of you guys on the live stream right now. Go ahead and hit the like button, whichever channel you're on. If you're on Pressure channel, hit the like button. If you're on Gunners channel, hit the like button. Swap channels, hit the like button. You see me? We could get the stream out there. Big up on yourself. Big up all I support of them in here. Sherman Scott, big up all. Gunners Boss, always one of the biggest support for them. RR, 1-1. Big up on yourself. MG, big up. Big baller, big up. You see me? Like up the video. Everyone watching, like the video. Respect. Go through.
Yeah, so McClaren went on to state that we had possession. Then at some stage you have to speed up the game, and we never quite sped up the game. We kind of kept it and we didn't take a risk. So we didn't have enough movement up front and we didn't take enough risk. And the balls that were delivered were decent, but the progression from the build-up, we need to work on that. And, you know, many analysts of the game would tell you, you know, you have to be professional analysts, but if anybody will analyze Jamaica at home in that game against Honduras, we did dominate possession of the ball, but we just never, in moments, we never speed up the game as well, the coach say. You get me? I say, it's one thing to have possession, but you have to, whenever you get the ball in certain areas, you have to speed up your play. You know what I mean? And majority of the possession that we had, it was in our own half. And the rest of possession was just beyond the halfway line. You know, we never really have possession of the ball in the final third. And that is saying something in terms of we're not doing enough with the ball in terms of trying to impose ourselves in areas that will hurt Honduras. Obviously, Honduras tried to play on the transition against us. Sometimes we gave away the ball cheaply against them. And they did hit us on the counter attack. The number 9 for Honduras, when name again, they can Lorenzo or what do you mean, people? The number 9 for Honduras, and them did hook him off. But him did look good at the game. When name Lorenzo or something like so. Lozano. Yeah, he might not already know, but Lozano was giving us problems in terms of the runs into the channel, right? So it's one thing to have possession, which I prefer Jamaica playing a style with possession rather than just long ball and whatever the case is, you know, because I think we have players that can keep possession of the ball. And one thing more I point out to people, there are 2 players in the national team that I will not heavily criticize going forward unless them playing at them rightful position. You see the youth when name Kara Anderson and Casey Palmer, people, I'm not too want to criticize them 2 individuals there, because I was looking at Casey Palmer, his games for Jamaica. And when Casey Palmer has played predominantly as a number 8, his match rating is better compared to when he's playing in the double pivot. And that is saying something. You get me? I say that is saying something within itself that, you know, the player is not a number 6 as some people might think. Well, not some people. We know Casey Palmer is not a number 6, but when he has played as a number 8 or even as a number 10 for Jamaica, he has played as a number 10 on a few occasions, but his match rating is much higher compared to when he's playing in a double pivot. Kara Anderson, as I admitted that I now watch Kara Anderson at the club level, but I watch some highlights of Kara Anderson, people. And I look on the youngster and I say, yo, the man are getting a position higher up the pitch because he's a central midfielder, right? He's getting in position higher up the pitch. He's creating chances. He's scoring goals. But when you play him for Jamaica, we're playing him in a double pivot, which he's not that type of player. You get me? I say? So it kind of rough. We kind of criticize these players sometimes when they're not playing in their rightful positions. You see me? I say? So I'm not really... You see, if them play a game and them not play good, then to an extent, I'm going to criticize them. You know what I mean? So them get off freely, but yeah, you know, if a player now playing a rightful position, then it's kind of hard on them, especially when them just know them never played it before. You know, yes, them played a couple times, but maybe them just can't adapt to that position as quickly as we need them to. You see me? McClaren believes the team, when given more time together, has the potential to be one of the best teams in the region. People, when you think about that, drop in the thoughts in the comment section. McClaren went on to state that we're trying to find a way in which we can play at home and build up, speed up and finish, and we had it against Cuba. I couldn't fault the performance, just the finishing. So it's there, and like everything, you're always aiming for consistency. And if you look, we've probably had 4 sessions in which the players have had to work on what we're trying to do, he said. Let me see what else key. What else was key in this article? The former England manager has now overseen 4 games in charge in the span of 3 months. He, though, has promised to improve his decision-making going forward. He also went on to state, and I quote, "I'm learning so much. Don't get me wrong. I am making mistakes as well, but I am learning. The more mistakes I make, the quicker I will learn, and we will get to a squad and a team which will get better and better," McClaren said. One thing I got to say to you, McClaren, try and make less mistakes, is me I say. But you know, him not make that much mistakes so far still, if I'm gonna be honest. The Reggae boys now await the quarterfinal draw where they will meet one of the top 4 ranked teams in Concacaf. We all know that the USA will go meet already, so yeah. So in terms of this article, I think it was a good article. I think McClaren said some good things. You know, obviously he stated that he's still learning on the job, which, you know, I'm going to retract from saying learning on the job. That's a bit, people might criticize him harshly in terms of like them would I say, yo, him need to know everything before him get before they take the job, you see me? But any coach that's new to a team, people will be learning on the job. And, Steve McClaren finds himself in that process. As I said, in terms of the 4 games for the national team, I don't think there were bad games. Playing one thing with away games, people, we can't really criticize away games heavily because it's a way hostile environment. We saw what happened in Nicaragua in terms of the support of the fans for Nicaragua. Every away game you play in life is always going to be a tough game. You get me, I say? So we got the job done away. We just have to improve on our home form in terms of scoring goals at the national stadium. Because you can't ask for the supporter fans, and then when you now win the game them at home, the fans are gonna have a problem. You see me, and some people might say, oh, it's not all about pretty football, whatever the case is. I don't think all of us are asking for pretty football at this moment in time. We just want to see improvements in the team, and we want to see us winning games at home, which is the most important thing. You want to make home a fortress whenever teams come at the national stadium. So we definitely have to improve on that. The next game at the national stadium will be against the USA. So hopefully the team gets the next game against the United States at home. Hopefully the supporters come out and support the national team at the national stadium.
That's one thing with JFF, they are so lucky. So them putting them to trash displays there. But yet still the next home games against America. That means they're going to get the support, bro. Worse if it's a night match, they're going to get it. But they better make sure, them put in that performance when we step out in a piece of stadium in our numbers.
Mr. Issa, Reggae Boyz going to have a rough time beating a revamped USA with their new coach. Well, people, listen, to an extent, I fear the USA. But after seeing the Reggae Boyz getting a result against Canada, last time out in the Concacaf Nations League, I don't really have that much of a fear. Plus, I was assessing Steve McClaren, and everybody knows I was a bit probably harsh on Steve McClaren in the initial stages, right? Which I don't think we did harsh. We just ask questions. I'm not going to count out Jamaica in this game against USA, you see me? Because Pochettino has his own faults as a coach, Whenever Pochettino come up on some of the biggest moments in his career, the man fail, bro. You get me, I say? So, with that being said, I don't really fear them as much as how some people might fear them. And Steve McClaren himself is an experienced coach. I'm not going to have the conversation as to whether or not if Steve McClaren better than Pochettino or whatever the case is. But all I'm going to say is that, Steve McClaren is no bum of a coach. So I think in terms of his tactical knowledge, etc., I think Jamaica stands a chance in terms of, going up against the United States of America. If we can get back a Leon Bailey and we can have a Demarai great on farm, and if Shamar Nicholson can continue to score some goals by the time the next international break forward up, then we stand a good chance against them. As I say, Sherman Scott said one Baker, just one lander, big of yourself. Him said Jamaica a player like they're scared and just want to score goals that are easily given. Owen, bless up yourself. BM say, they can remember when I told you it's a wait and see situation with Greenwood and England. Next World Cup he's 24, 2030 World Cup he's 28. He won't play for Jamaica in his prime. Fake Alvin, big up yourself. This only goes to show that these ballers look on Jamaica as a last resort, because as long as we live, it's very unlikely for Greenwood to be selected for England. Big baller, big up yourself. First thing Gunners, Greenwood and Jude can't deal because they are not friends. So how would they play in the same squad? One big up yourself. Him say McLaren is moving lazy. We kind of disagree that how is he moving lazy? We're getting the results that we need. Obviously the team needs to improve, but isn't that a bit over the top? Owen said 1-1. Well, let me just skip that for now. Mr. E, him say every press conference McClaren says he don't know the players. Wonder when will he ever learn? See the man seems to learn, bro. So maybe by the next win they learn about all of the players. You see me I say? But that is it surrounding what McClaren had to say about the squad. And in terms of the Reggae Boyz squad, the last window, people, there were quite a few players in which I was impressed with. I was impressed with Tariq Magee on the basis that I believe he took his opportunity. Obviously, against Honduras, he didn't have the best game. But against Nicaragua, I think that game is enough to get him back into the squad. I was impressed with him. I was also impressed with Romario Williams against Nicaragua, right? Took his chance as well. And that's the thing. When you have a new coach and you're given the chance, you need to prove yourself. And these players so far, the new guys in the squad, I think they've been proving themselves so far. Obviously, we have some players that are out that will automatically get back into this team. But so far, so good in terms of some of the new inclusions. Whether Marian Gardner, I recommend them or whatever the case is. You see, we can't really fault the squad at this moment in time. It's just that we need to improve our home form. Because again, I see some video on TikTok people with so few fans at them make video and I'm saying, yo, my father stadium, brother, and the man them no score no goal. Rare. This my forward for, you see me? So you got fans like that, you see me? I say, so the only way the players can repay the fans in terms of them spending their hard-earned money is to win games especially at the National Stadium. Is it me I say? Now, with that being said, people, please, thank you for the continuous support. Smash up the like button, people. Imploring you guys, if you haven't smashed the like button, 1 Sherman Scott, just stop what you're doing, people. Smash that like button, share the video as well, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to the channels, goes a massive way. So definitely, people, also feel free to send us a super chat. Now, the next thing more I'm moving to, like the floor of the show so far. Next thing more I'm moving to is I guess we can go into the Oral Tracey situation. So let me just play this audio from Oral Tracey, people, and make we hear what Oral Tracey officers surrounding this national team.
This thing with Isaac Hayden, the Newcastle central midfielder, defensive midfielder, being scouted by Jamaica. We're seeing some correspondence that it's close to a reality now. Isaac Hayden is 29 years old. And I was listening to somebody sent me something where he was speaking. I'm not sure the timeline of that though. But he was talking about Jamaica scouting him for 2 years. 2 consecutive years, they might try to get him to come play for Jamaica. And the man say emphatically at England he want to play for. To the very end, at England he want to play for. So I don't know if Steve McLaren got decide him to say, yo, you're not, that England thing they're not going to happen, you know. Come down on Jamaica for your second resort now. Eh? Isaac in them go. So we keep an eye on that. But again though, we have to pray this thing away there. With the incessant going to England and looking for England-born players. They have a thing we always talk about it. They have a point. They have a thing where they call the diminishing returns. Where you reach to a point where you're on an upward trajectory and you're pushing along that way, doing certain things to get to that trajectory. But somewhere along that journey, you can overdo the thing that you're doing, so that the trajectory don't get no longer is positive. It start affect the process now to the extent where it become negative. Means that you overdo what you do. And then now the result is less of a positive and now starts to become a negative. And that's the concept of diminishing returns. So we have to be careful how we go down the line here. Because something we have to do for decades now, And we don't reach back on the World Cup yet with it, The assumption that the more Englishman we go for and the better Jamaica team are going to get. And don't misread me. Because the reason are extremes. I am not saying we not get some quality England-born players in the team. But if you ask me right now, outside of a replacement for Latimer there, which possibly Isaac Hayden could be, I don't think we need no more Englishman in that team. If we can find a top quality strike, if we can get Mason Greenwood, fine. Stop it at Mason Greenwood. But this thing where we have got for every little Tom and John we're eligible to play for Jamaica. Some of the money come rocks out the team, Make the team worse. We don't know if Mason Woolgate are going to improve. We don't see him as a big player. But we don't see Mason Woolgate. There's not Mason Woolgate to put up on the team where Richard King can do better. So we have to be careful with the process. We have to be very careful with the process. We always preach a thing named balance, There's an example of it in the last game where we play against Honduras. There's a certain kind of energy, fervor, tenacity, and hunger that was injected in the Jamaican approach to that game up at Stadium Monday night, You know when that happened? When the coach put on Joshua Anglin, Ronaldo Cephas, and Kahim Dixon. That time the team looked, that was when the team looked different. So if we're careful when we go for some of them pedestrian journeyman footballer come pack up the team. You remember when Tampa did full up the team at England-born players in the World Cup qualifying against, how we did play? Panama. And 3-0 we get that stadium. So we have to strike the right balance where we have to know what we are doing. This thing with Isaac Hayden, the Newcastle central midfielder.
So let me just take this off. So that was the man himself, Oral Tracey, right, people? The question is Oral Tracey negative? First of all, you can answer that in the comment section, right? Now, in terms of some of the things that Oral Tracey had to say, I agree with. Now, 2 things can be right, people. Before we get to 2 things can be right, I am also of the opinion that the assumption that the more English-based players will go for the team is better. I am of the assumption that isn't true, right? Because at the end of the day, yes, a man might play in the Premier League and a man might play in the Championship, but players have different abilities. Players have different traits about them and different quality. And in terms of the philosophy of a coach, not every player from the Premier League or every player that can potentially represent Jamaica will fall into that philosophy. You get me? I said, Again, we go back to when Pep did take over Barcelona. He had a lot of world-class players. However, he did move them on. When Pep arrived at City, he did have a lot of quality players at Manchester City, but he still moved them on because they don't fit the philosophy. And this obsession where Reggae Boyz fans, every new player we hear about, we say, oh, put them in the national team. I don't think he can work that way, people, because the next World Cup is in 2026, right? Next year, 2025. If we go by that assumption that every player we hear about that is foreign, we just put them in the national team, we're not going to have a team that is built of cohesion or that is built of chemistry or anything like that. You get me? I say, we're going to just keep chopping and changing. And, this is international football where you don't have as much windows to train together compared to club football where you can do a Chelsea, you can clear out about like 8 or 9 players in a one window. You get me? I say, and then you have like 6 or more so months of football where you can play to build something compared to at the international level. Now, me hear people talk about a lot of players from, me hear people talk about the right back from down in Netherlands, can't remember his name. Me hear people talk about Ian Frey from down at the MLS. Me hear people talk about a lot of players, not only in the English Premier League or Championship, but a lot of players from different leagues as well across the globe. And, me just not believe, say, you can just put players in at the team. So, you see me, by the time you put beer playing at the team, there's no chemistry within this team. Now, next thing what Oral Tracey did talk about is Mason Woolgate. I not really agree with that the one day. Listen, I'm not a big favorite of Mason Woolgate, but the Richard King thing, I not really agree with Oral Tracey on that one. But I want thing more, I say, people, and this is no disrespect to the England players, right? But I don't think that the players from England are what they're made out to be by some of us, in the sense that, last night we look on the last couple World Cups that Jamaica missed out on, 2002, 2006, 2010, 2014, 2018, 2022, right? Now, since the existence of Jamaican football, or the inception of football in Jamaica, we have always went for players overseas, right? Especially English-born players that can represent Jamaica. Now, we've done that, and we've missed the last 6 or so editions of the FIFA World Cup. So this assumption that having English-based players will automatically make us better and automatically bring us success, I think it's wrong. I think that assumption is wrong. I think there has to be a balance. But I say you have to equal out the team in terms of like JPL players or whatever the case is. But I just believe that not every player from England will fit within this team. You get me? I said, just being from England and playing in the Premier League or playing in the Championship doesn't automatically mean that you will just rock up into this region and, you're just going to dominate. If you look on the teams over the last couple of years, we got the World Cup, the Panama, the Canada. I think Honduras went a couple good years ago. You have the Mexico, the Canadas, these teams don't predominantly consist of players from English Premier League or Championship. You get me? However, they've built a team in which it gets them to these respective competitions. And I remember when Coach Jaime Adams was the national coach, and they asked him a question surrounding why is it that Jamaica, with the talent that we have, why is it that we're not good as like teams like Panama, etc.? And he stated that what Panama has compared to Jamaica is that they actually have a team, where Jamaica has individuals. He referred to Jamaican people as, we're individualistic. So what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, so what me have to say about this entire situation is, I agree to an extent with Oral Tracey, because at the end of the day, Jamaica is a culturally rich country, right? And we built that footballing culture from the 98 period where we have just struggled to really matriculate and struggle to continue throughout the years, right? And the main reason for that is, based off of my father tell me, other people that were in that era tell me, is this constant need to always want to bring in England-based players from then time they come up, instead of trying to really invest the right way in the development of the football locally. And it's all well and good getting all these England-based players. However, the region, as you mentioned, is very important. Football in England is played completely different to football in this region compared to international football. And when you put all of those narratives into play, you have to really look upon it and say, every man we're good at England or good in a specific system, in a specific team at England, is going to cut it out in Concacaf football. Concacaf football robust. You see me, Concacaf football, it have something about it in a way. It might not be the best technically, but them players play with the heart, especially when you look on the Mexicans, the Panama players, Honduras players. Them players they can actually keep the ball as well. They're comfortable on the ball. You see me? They're and someone where frightened for the ball or just a gear the ball where you can just press like in a sense. So, bro, they are really for different things. So we need to implement our culture. And if we're going to implement our culture, getting in new players, I think that is the main thing. And that's the reason why I don't like when players just come when they feel like. If you need to commit to the team early so that we can integrate you into the team, right? And we can build a culture. You can get used to this culture. Because yeah, you come from England, but at Jamaica you play for. So you have to get used to the culture. You have to get used to the fans. You have to get used to the environment, the vibes. All of that is key in any football environment we are going on. So it's not just taking a talent out of one place and then putting a talent into another place and think that talent is going to flourish the same way it has been flourishing in the past environment. You have to make sure that all of the different factors are infused in one so you can get the best out of that player. So again, that is the reason why these England-based players that stall and come when they feel like. I don't like that and we will forever run them. You need to forward from early so that we can get you. If you're really committed, we only need committed players, dog. We only need committed players, bro. You see me? Unless you have this world beater where we can say, all right, once you come into the team, you have to just team and just improve this team. That is a Mason Greenwood. If Mason Greenwood coming into this team, him just have to improve this team, brother. That man score goal in any environment, anywhere him go score goals, right? But if you just a regular England-based player, we are go forward and him just come just because, then you're not going to instantly impact the team. You're not going to instantly get this team a level above. So why should we sacrifice our local development just to fit you in when you could have come for a long time and be gelled in and we could have a system that works? You see me? So for me, unless, as I said, Isaac Hayden thing, I don't want him here full stop. I do not want him here. However, his quality will improve the team. So it's not that I don't want him here because he's not going to help the team or he does not have quality, right? I've stated the reasons why I don't want him here. But it is undisputed. If Isaac Hayden is in a team, in a defensive midfield position, over Latibody here, we're going to see the team play better football, right? So unless it's a player like that where his quality is just going to come and instantly improve this team, I don't see the reason why we need for just go for everybody just because they come from England. Because what they do at England does not have to come and work. It takes Casey Palmer a good year and a half before we start to see good performances from him. When Ethan Pinnock just come on this national team, he never come offline. Ethan Pinnock had a rookie start, right? It's only really Demarai Gray we really see come in. Not even Mikel Antonio when he just came was firing. So you really have to be infused into the culture. You have to understand what playing for Jamaica means. It is not like club football where you can just say, all right, you're going to come and you're going to this environment. This is a country you deal with. This is a nation that has a culture and roots. You see me? So you have to embed yourself in that to be able to can play the football to a certain level. You cannot just come and you feel like and expect. And again, unless you are a star player. And that is the reason this is football, a football I love. And I will be biased when it comes to football as well as objective. Right? So I can have the feelings that I have for Isaac Hayden. And don't have the feelings of for Greenwood because he is going to significantly improve this team. I have not seen enough from Isaac Hayden over the past 2, 3, 4, 5 months to say he significantly improve this team. If he have a club, he not play for a team. What I am going off is based off what he's done in the past. But right now, he don't have a club. He's not playing football.
Well, he have a club, but him just not playing
football. He's not playing football.
Let me just address this coming from
one second, get the floor. He's registered under a club, right? But he's not playing professional football. He might play the under 23 reserves until January he can find a club. And he's had the entire summer to find a club. See? So, yeah, bro, we need for every other country is doing this. Every other country is having them 5-year plan, them 8-year plan, them 10-year plan to build them countries' football. So, it's not as if something we would just start what people are like. As Oral Tracey said for a long time, we've been to do this 2002 World Cup we missed, 06 World Cup, 2010 World Cup, 2014 World Cup, 2018 World Cup. Right? A long time we've been to do this. I try for forcing these players who just don't understand the culture, that are not infused. That after them done play for Jamaica and put on those colours, them never care about who is the Prime Minister of Jamaica. They don't care about.
Well, let me just stop. Like, hold on. Me have to stop with this, all right? Why should a player care about who the Prime Minister of Jamaica
Yo,
is?
you're a Jamaican. Why you want to play?
Yeah, but bro, we are hold on. Let me just say something. Hold on. Me feel say, hold on, man.
You don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt with the fool.
I'm not interrupting you. Let me just
Jamaicans play for Jamaica. So even if you're not gonna live here, you need to be involved here, brother. You need to want to be a Jamaican. What the point you put on a Jamaican jersey if you don't want to be a Jamaican?
Let me just say something, man.
Brother, not tell me no foolish.
Let me just say this, bro.
Even you need to be say you know who the Prime Minister is, but you need to be infused in this culture. Otherwise, you just do it because it's an opportunity. You don't want to play Jamaica for it being an opportunity, brother. You have to play Jamaica because you want to be a Jamaican and you're proud to be a Jamaican. That's the reason why you have to put on any national team jersey. It is not only Jamaica. Any national team jersey, you wear that with pride because you want to be here. You want to represent that national team. Don't come tell me, say, brother, I'm not want a man where.
All right, so let me just DJ. People say me extreme. Let me just DJ. Right now, me feel like I'll be extreme. If I'm going to be fair to the English players, right? You have Demari Gray who was acclimatized to the culture.
I did not say that though.
Hold on, bro.
I never said the current players are doing that. I never said the current British-based players are doing that. I'm saying generally. I don't want nobody where do that. So don't come try go deep into that. Like I said, these current players are doing that. Because we see Bobby Reid get in the culture. We see Ethan Pinnock go help out St. Mary's High School, right? Where his father must have some links with them there. So I'm not talking about these current British players on the team. I'm talking about anyone that's going to come in. So if you're going to come talk about them or talk about the current players on the squad, don't even go in it. I bet you move on to the next part of the show.
All right, so what you know?
I was talking about. So if you disagree, make sure you disagree on the right thing.
All right. You see, once someone them play good, whether local or international, I don't really have a problem. You see me? I don't really care if them care about who the Prime Minister is or who the Prime Minister isn't. I don't really business about that. You see me? I say, I can't tell somebody how to be Jamaican. You know, if I'm not in tune with the culture, then that's just up to him. You see me? I say, and it's one thing, having conversations with different people. A lot of these players, people have to understand, despite them having Jamaican parents, in their household growing up, a lot of them never have that Jamaican culture around them. So they have to take them time and learn the culture and, you know, diversify themselves in terms of the Jamaican culture. Bro, so sometimes it take. Let me just say something. Let me just say something.
Put on this Jamaican kit. Anybody will put on Jamaican colors playing for any sport, you are an ambassador of the country. If you represent this country, you represent this nation, you are an ambassador. So you don't have to live here. You don't have to stay here permanently, but you are still an ambassador. You have to be infused in the culture if you ever decide to put on this Jamaican jersey. It can't be a case that it is just an opportunity for you to
let me just ask you this.
Your career. If it's an opportunity for your career, then that is for club football, international football, a different thing. Is a nation you deal with.
So let me ask you one question, bro. Let me ask you one question. When me used to live in Jamaica, right? Miss enough people go to some part of Jamaica even if they know about it. You see me? So what I go say? Me never into with Jamaica. Enough things in Jamaica. Hold on. Let me just DJ now, bro. Let me just DJ now.
DJ fuckery. Yo, move on to the topics then. Can you ever bring up some idiot analogy, brother?
Yo, hold on. Let me talk to people then. People. When me used to live in Jamaica, enough places people go in Jamaica where me never know about. Enough food in Jamaica where me not like. Enough things about Jamaica where me not really agree with.
But
so that means
you still know a whole heap of other things, though. You not because you're there at Jamaica means you're gonna know everything about the country, and that is not the point that I am making. So move on, brother. Because you always come try to combat my points and with some foolishness, brother. And that's not what I was saying. So why you bring it up to make it look like say that me I say?
Yo, hear me I say.
Move on from
hear me I say. People, in Presser's opinion, in my opinion, the mere fact that a player is traveling to represent Jamaica, I believe that is enough commitment. I also believe. Hold on, let me, bro. People, hold on. People. May I raise up, man?
You just said yesterday saying
hold on. People.
The same man said he cannot be bothered to fly from England to Jamaica is committed. The same man will say he cannot be bothered after him play a World Cup for this country. For even fly, come back down here, for play a regular game. Him flash when him have money, say it, a regular game. Him no want to play in a qualifiers, no want to play. Him cannot be bothered. You tell me, brother, I know that man wear my kick, brother.
Yo, let me just say this, people. I mean, I will up, man, and say it. People, if I watch the show and they say, yo, I'm me a cut off people. I mean, if I cut off people,
But
may say
you
my
cut
piece.
me off initially, and I don't me get dark. Don't me that talk initially before you cut me off. So don't come move like you want to come play soft soap like your friend them on YouTube in the youth. Because I chat me there chat first before you cut me off, you know. You never wait, you chat for all 15, 20 minutes, I'm a lawyer. Me I lock off my camera at one point. But as soon as I start chat, you come interrupt, brother. Don't come be dark up the show, you know. Good boy.
Alright then.
Move on, brother. We don't chat about the topic, you. Move on, you. Because you come interrupt and I want to come play like you're a victim. After you interrupt me when me a chat. All the boy the name Nitro, brother, we done the show here in the youth. Hold on. And Nitro, the youth, they talk some things, some comment section from what they know, brother. You can go on. Go. Matter of fact, right now too. Move on, brother, before my head get darker. Move on, youth.
Let me just say this, right? Let me just say this. Owen. No, I not say we did predominantly go for England-based players back in the days. I not say that Owen. You see me, I didn't say that. I'm not trying to sell a narrative or anything like that. I never said that, but I'm just saying we've always went to England for players. But I'm just saying, in terms of what Oral Tracey is saying, we just have to strike a balance. And, you know, in terms of how we assess the team, we just have to strike a balance as well. Because every minute we hear about a new player from England, it's like where I say, get him in. You get me? I say, there are a couple positions in this Reggae Boyz team. I believe we can use new players in, you know, players of better quality. So for those players like the number 6 position, I would take a right back in this team. And if we can get a striker, then I would also take a striker. And for me personally, that is about it in terms of 3 new additions for this team leading up to the 2026 World Cup. So you talk about Mason Greenwood, they get to Isaac Hayden. Say 3 to 4 players. Yes, I mean, I say, we don't get Mason Holgate, who's an extra body in the defensive areas, right? In terms of the left back position, we have John Bell, we have Amari Bell when he's fit, and we have Greg Lee. That side is good. You know, Lemby Kisa is quite good when he's fit and he's playing games. So I would take a next right back, get a number 6, get in a Mason Greenwood, and then you get a striker as well. But we can't just keep going around and saying, oh, you get this player, whatever the case is. Linride Deal, big up yourself. Straight out, the Jamaica homegrown players faster than the English-born players. The fastest man in the world came from Jamaica, not overseas. Always remember, can I disagree with that comment? You know, being fast and really play football. So, which local base player faster than the overseas man them? I'm not really none about fastness. I'm just care about how good still. Because Demar Gray is probably the fastest player on this team, right? Yeah. More than likely. Demar Gray in a local. Shamar Nicholson are the fastest. Sky Dixon are the fastest, isn't it? J-Bass Gaming, them are try push an agenda if Greenwood for miss. Them are try push an agenda for Greenwood for mess with him head. Yo, drop the link in the comment section so we can take some callers. J-Bass, big up yourself. Try to get a comment on the screen, but not afford on screen. It's a them are try push an agenda for Greenwood for mess with him head because we all know him can't go back and him not go back. One say football is not that complicated. Only shit players can come into a team with strangers and play well. So as long as the instructions are clear from the coach, Kevin Facey, big up yourself. What's wrong with Greenwood? The guy has no shame. When is he killing himself to play for England and they don't want him? We'll get to that. RRM say, if you guys forgive Bailey, why can't you forgive Isaac? Well, to me,
Bailey is local and nobody has said that we forgive Bailey. We just say we ignore it because we are trying to move on. This Isaac Hayden thing fresh. Remember when the Leon Bailey thing fresh, I see him so we bash Bailey. So don't move like say just because you say we are pressure Bailey right now. When the Leon Bailey thing was fresh, I see him so we did dark on Bailey, if not worse. You see me? Bro, and plus the matter of fact, even if I want to forgive Bailey, I'm not saying that I have, but even if I want to forgive Bailey, him local, he's local, him born and bred and bring up and go broad and forward back. Him know the JFF, him deep-rooted in it. Him go through the deep-rooted issues of this federation and this country. So there's nothing I more to forgive somebody compared to somebody that is an opportunist. And said it himself that if he was to play for us, it would only be meaning that he's an opportunist. So that's completely different, brother. That is completely different. And again, I'm not saying that I have forgiven Leon Bailey. That's just saying if me did want to forgive Leon Bailey, that is completely different than me if say I want to forgive Isaac Hayden. Who is him? Our first caller. Go through.
Before we get the first caller, Mr. Yee, big up yourself. Mr. Yee, no, we're not saying that English-born players must not join the squad. We're talking about quality and ability of the players. You get me? I say, so me just I say we have to strike a balance in terms of like who we get into the team. So nobody, Oral Tracey is not saying we don't forget English-born players. Him just I say the constant recruitment every minute will not help the squad in the sense that I know everybody will fit the system. You see me? I say, and he also mentioned that. Yeah, he also mentioned that some of these players that we might be getting might be passengers in this team. So I'm just saying, I'm of the opinion that not because you're playing at the Prem, not because you're playing at the Championship, automatically means that you fit within the system. That's all I think Oral Tracey is trying to portray to the people. But we'll get the first call on. Alex, big up yourself. Early B, big up yourself. Alex, big up yourself, Alex.
Yeah, big up.
Yeah, big up. What you have to say?
Yeah, basically, I say still. Basically, I say, I don't really feel like, culture have to do with our football. A footballer play on the pitch. You get what I say? Like, if a player can play, him not really have to in tune with the real culture. That's just my opinion. A ball game, really I talk about, and I really like an entertainer will come for a ball game. You get what I say? If you don't know about a can saltfish, like, and you can still play ball, why am I say, all right then,
Yeah, I agree. I'm not really listening about the in tune culture thing.
Me feel like say if man them committed and fly out, like risk them time with them club. You see me? Fake forward at Jamaica and play the ball game. Me no feel like them get them club money same way, bro, and come play for free, bro. Man them never have to choose to play international football, no bro. You get what I say? So
yeah, but you can look on it the other way. On the flip side, playing international football can do a lot of them well for their club career.
Like who? Which one of them are
Isaac Hayden, where is he at right now in his career? Why all of a sudden, after you did not want to ever play for Jamaica, why all of a sudden, when you don't have a club,
yeah, the Isaac Hayden situation. Yeah,
why all of a sudden you want to forward come play? Because you say you have a Nations League thing a come up. You say you have a World Cup a come up. Say you have a whole heap of opportunities where come up. And if you come and you perform well, which man I like him for him I go perform well. Because he's going to perform way better than Latibody here, right?
Yeah, but him a better option than what we have.
Yeah, I did say that. I never say no. I did say multiple times that he's a better option.
Especially in a CDM option. We don't have no CDM.
Let me just get a quick. Let me just interject quick.
Let
me just interject quick. Let me just say something quick now, bad man. Please, my beg you. The only thing more I say, Alex, and then they can't take by the floor. The problem with me have with Isaac Hayden people is that when he was playing football last season, we had international windows, right? I'm here say Hallgrim said they try get him never forward. So I'm saying now that he's not playing at the top level and know him more forward and play for Jamaica. And I find the coach being contradicting in the sense that him say if you're not playing minutes, you can't play for the team. But more than likely, Isaac Hayden will be playing for the national team in November, but he's not playing any minutes at the top level. Right. I only mean top level. I mean in the Premier League. I just mean in our first team, Alex. You get me? I say.
Funny two ways still. See, from a tactical standpoint, it's a good decision. But personally, me understand what you say still as regards to how him deal with the interview for come at Jamaica. But tactically, bro, it's the best thing right now for a child. We now have another CDM options out there where we can say experience enough, bro, if you take up a role. And the role there is a key role. We now have a lot of like players who can fit in, bro. So if we can get him to just do the job, bro, more than appreciate him. I don't really agree with what him say as regards to the Jamaica thing. I have to put that out. But tactically, bro, I have to take feelings out of football. If him come, be a professional and try. I'm a hunt back a space club in a domestically through the national team. I try to play. Forget that. Space the back or the look in the back from some club. So I feel like he might come and do him best.
Well, Alex. Big deal then. You're muted, Dickon. Big deal then mentioned something in the comment section. Yes, Isaac Hayden will be getting a move in January. I disagree with the people who say Jamaica might do something for Isaac Hayden because in truth and in fact, he was supposed to go back to QPR, in which it didn't happen. And even if Isaac Hayden will play for Jamaica in November, you have the winter transfer window that is coming up. Isaac Hayden will get a move in the winter transfer window. So I don't believe that Jamaica can really do nothing for him. The only thing where Jamaica might do for Isaac Hayden is give him the opportunity of playing in the World Cup if we qualify. Yes, I say, but in terms of like him playing for Jamaica, if he get to one club, that is total foolishness, you know. He's going to get a move in January with or without Jamaica. So me see it. But got you.
Yeah, but again, as I say, you might right with that, but I feel like say the team really need him. Back to your point, the team really need him. I have to just take your feelings thing out tight and know say here and now, this is a well-experienced player. This was a star man for Newcastle at one point in time role. So we really need, we not see oh, if there was another option, would I say, I put him to his side. Because again, personally, me not really agree with him thinking on Jamaican, but me have to just look on it tactically and say if this man can come put in a shift, bro, like that CDM role, bro, like it could have been a game changer for Jamaica to go forward, bro.
I agree with you still.
Yeah, but personally, I don't like what I'm saying against Jamaica still. Personally, I wouldn't have him, but tactically, we have to just cut the feelings from it.
And that is the exact same sentiment that I change. Again, I've said it multiple times. He's going to improve this team if he plays in that central defensive area, right? But at the end of the day, I just feel like still we have shame, brother. That's how I see it, dog. A player is out there. Look at Lewis Baker. Lewis Baker, the other as a defensive midfielder can come in for having him can play there. I just feel say sometimes a country have shame, brother. Don't give some of them, brother, an opportunity, brother. Sometimes you have to set examples, dog. If you want to be big in this, if you want to be big like America, if you want to be big,
but you know we only say this about certain players. Can look for Omari Hutchinson, brother.
But instead of Omari, oh, you don't have a like channel, man.
No man, that's still Omari Hutchinson right now.
Oh, no, man. Yeah, maybe I talk about other people in our comments. Go on my channel right now and see how I deal with Omari Hutchinson. Big man thing.
No, but that's just you. But if you're looking at the comment section, them everywhere. No, me I thought Jamaicans and a whole that still take him back. We understand you personally, we understand that. We watch your channel, you see me. But personally, Jamaicans would have taken him back. No, and look how him deal with it. So I say, bro, we can give some players a leeway and give some players, you see me, we have to be fair with it same way. As me say, me personally, not like when I say, oh, Jamaica approach him 2 times and him basically fan we have. But if I cut the feelings out of it, it's a very good CDM, bro. It was a start of the Newcastle. And me feel like him can come put in a shift, bro, and try to help to get to the World Cup.
And for sure, you too. Remember, say Arsenal on the side, Arsenal used to play final. So normally, we would have the soft spot there for your Arsenal as a gunner. But right now, I need for business, brother. Honestly, dog. So if you see me as a true gunner, brother, I deal with the man, so brother. It's most
that's true.
I just feel like, say, dog, the man them for have shame as a country more.
Let me just say this, right?
Have shame, dog. Some of them feel like there is like oh me a reason. More that they are. But some of them just them are big fee man, brother.
No, me not do that. Me personally not agree with him.
Watch out, let me just say something, right?
Yes, me personally like, agree with him. If
Alex, watch out.
Option, brother, I would have said, but
Alex, watch out. I feel like me tune. I feel like me tune a change pan.
If you don't want a winger, I would say you're Ray, low him, but in position, bro, he rare, he's scarce, brother. I really need it.
But Alex, spread this now. You have to be careful with the words, because when you say like the man say something against Jamaica, him never say nothing against Jamaica.
No, he say nothing against Jamaica, but basically him could have stopped the interview before him say, "Oh, Jamaica approach him too."
Brother,
that unnecessary. Never that.
The man could have get the interview a professional response.
Yeah.
You see how the last one the man say, "Yo, if Jamaica and England set suburbs, you see if you really respect Jamaica, you know much players get posed a question upon a daily." When French players can represent you in France,
not never wrong with him answer the son because that right now England in ban, but when he move on, he say yo Jamaica approach him 2 times and then he say no, like come on.
And the part where say him can't even be bothered. After him play a World Cup to complete some regular like a qualifiers or a Nations League.
Let me stop now again. We see when I live on Isaac Hayden now, you see now.
Didn't he say that he
hold on, man. Hold on, people. Yo, people. Hold on. Yo, let me just start now, bro. People, as we Vegas I talk to, person I talk to now. Isaac Hayden in the interview stated what he doesn't want or what he didn't want at the time is to play for Jamaica play in the World Cup, and then he couldn't be bothered to then come back to Jamaica for whether it's a friendly game or any other game, because he was of the notion in that interview and at that time that the selling point with the JFF or whoever approached him was come and play for Jamaica and make us go to the World Cup. And he was saying, that is not my motivation of just playing in the World Cup. I actually want to play for the country. And then obviously, along the way, qualifying for the World Cup or any other competition will come along as long as you qualify. Listen. Hold on. No, just
you are extremely gullible.
We need him. Boy, I'm an opportunist still.
Exactly. So you don't think if he come and play in the World Cup and he was already captain, you don't think he would automatically have to end up represent the country? Obviously, the selling point was the World Cup, but at the end of the day, he would have still have only other opportunities to play after. There, he could have played 2-3 more World Cups after. So you saying that you're just a gullible dog? You're really acting gullible. He would have been captain and like him can switch back again and go play for England.
So what if him? So my question is, what if him?
The World Cup alone want you to play. We have Gold Cup, you can come play. We have other things you can come play.
Yo, people, right now, as a Vegas, I say, I press I talk to you. And right now, me want Isaac Hayden in that team. So me see it because yeah, I'm not doing a feelings thing with the ball of them right now. The only two players that I'm really are Bailey Kadamati and Omar watching. You see me, I say. Watch on people. Watch out. You see why I change my tune with Isaac Hayden. The man is of that quality that can really add something to this team. You see me? As a number 6, me attack people. Me not attack as number 8. Me not attack as the number 10. Me not attack as the 9.5 for me. Them a call just what me attack. Oh no, number 11 or number 12 or number 15. Number 6 right now. Isaac Hayden exponentially make the Reggae teams up. The Reggae team up. Them boy Reggae team, the Reggae boys team are better. That me I tell you. So we take him in that team, man.
That's why I say personally, we don't have him, but tactically we need him.
Yo, Alex, before me get the next call, I watch some highlights on Monday. You see me? I'm watching man and I see man and make some crucial interception. Not only that, when the man win back possession of the ball, the man advance forward up the pitch with the ball. The man not only stay from deep and pass the ball, he's advancing forward with the ball. He have good passing range. The man can also cross the ball.
Call up, I go watch him highlights him right away. And me I say,
man.
Player, believe me, man.
He can cross the ball as well, and that is one thing that we lack in this Reggae boys team. You know, we have tall enough strikers, but we're not crossing the ball, and you know, it's a good player, good player. So
we have to just step my feelings out right here. I know say
but they can stay over that side still, you see me? I'm not join ship with him. But big up yourself, Alex. Alex, which team you support, by the way? Arsenal you support?
No, me a Chelsea man, me a rival father.
No, Man United fan. Me a rival.
Only thing gonna finish this season.
Yes, I scraped you yesterday. Big up yourself.
Hey, Alex.
Yeah?
Where do you think you finish the season?
I'm first, man. Oh, gosh, man. Believe.
Believe,
man. A full time. I'm not delusion, man. I'm first, man. You see how my side I play now. I know when Chelsea are winning.
You know, the man name just lose. Big up yourself, seriously. Oh.
Before we get on Sean Blake, we have been asked about 1 second. Just address the comment here quickly. Mr. Issa Fit Whisper will rejoin the Reggae boys. Yo, people, I don't really know about that still now. Hey, look, man, I say Whisper is not a player, but if you get back Leon Bailey, you get a Mason Greenwood, you have got your Kaim Dixon. Well, I probably him and Dixon have to go fight it out still. So I say what I go down. Him and Dixon fight it out. Yeah, some see it. One more thing before we get on Sean. 1 second, Sean. Let me just run a quick ad break. Stick around for the star of the week as well, people. People, just do me a favor. 39 people I watch over on the Pressure channel. 19 likes, people. Just get it up to 39 or so people. Or to the amount of viewers you are watch. So just smash that like button, people. Share the video to your friends and family, all your dog as well. Not your dog as in your brethren, your dog, the animal who have a device as well. And subscribe if you haven't as well, people. So like, share, and subscribe. Please hit that like button, people. Sean, big up yourself. Where are you?
Yeah, man, hold on 1 second. For those of you guys that are on Gunner's channel, you just shoot go over Pressure channel, go like up the video now. Stay upon it for a little while. Remember, it's a collaboration, you know? So yeah, man, you can shoot over Pressure channel and like up the video as well. Big up on yourself.
Yeah, well, people, but I want Isaac Hayden me do. There's anything Steve McClaren said that me I work with. Sean, big up yourself.
Hey, thanks for having me on the show. I am driving right now, so my apologies if the it sounds a little bit windy in the background.
By the way, who's team support?
Man United.
Big up yourself then.
It is what it is. Hey, when I first heard about the whole Isaac Hayden interview, I had to go look it up. Cause me like, yo, did he really say what they are saying he said? I had to go look it up. And yes, when I watched the interview, I left with two sentiments. One, I am not pleased with what he said, and I wouldn't necessarily want him in the squad. That's the first sentiment. The second sentiment I left with is the majority of persons I hear speak on the topic are misquoting him. Persons are saying he said things that him never really said, brother. But even when...
May the man finish now, brother?
But although persons are misquoting him, even when I analyze what he said and I analyze what he's saying and put context to what he's saying, I would not necessarily want him in the squad. Right now, it's kind of a 70-30. 70 don't want him in the squad. 30 want him in the squad. The 30% why I would want him is Jamaicans, we full enough saying. And one of the saying that we have is, you can't cut off your nose for spite your face. Let's simplify this argument. We have two choices, A or B. And I'm not saying these are the only two choices, but we have two choices, A or B. Isaac Hayden plays for Jamaica. He significantly improves midfield. We make it to the World Cup. Isaac Hayden doesn't play for Jamaica. Jamaica midfield does not improve and we don't make it. Which one would you guys select? I'm not saying it's that simple. I'm not saying if he comes, we're going to qualify. I'm not saying that if he doesn't forward, we're not going to qualify. But let's just simplify the argument as it pertains to cutting off your nose for spite your face.
We can go now?
Yeah.
All right, which one would I prefer?
Yeah.
Cut off it. Well, no.
So,
what I prefer?
A, wait. So, A, the man forward, play for the team, improve the midfield, we qualify. B, he doesn't forward, midfield don't improve, we don't qualify. I'm not saying it's that simple, but for argument's sake, let's simplify it. A
I
or
think
B.
with without Isaac Hayden, we'll qualify for the World Cup. That's all.
No, but hear what I'm saying. I'm simplifing the argument, though. I'm simplifying the argument.
Only two options.
Yes.
Then
I'm simplifying the argument.
Go with him coming, playing good, and we qualify for the World Cup.
Yeah. So the point why I even have that 30% I would want to see him is that at the end of the day, the man is going to improve the team, brother. And it's not like say he's a winger. If it was a winger, we say, yo, that's for them man there, because we have enough. But it's a position where I cannot name a current CDM in Jamaica team. I don't even know if Anderson is really a true CDM. So
he's not.
So it is a position where we don't even have one. Forget about an average one. We don't even have one CDM in a critical role that other teams have been exploiting for the longest time. So that's why I'm like 70% to 30%. But other than that, still, he's being misquoted a lot. And just want to address that, right? Quickly.
I cannot tell the kind of say, he never say he wouldn't be bothered. He must say, when that says like, him feelings surrounding the national team or Jamaica is more like, him no want it be the case where, and he's trying to be fair to Jamaica, you know, him no want it be the case where accept the call up, play for Jamaica at the World Cup, and that's just it, because he said that the World Cup isn't his motivation, it's more so he wants to actually play for the country. And this next thing as well,
England.
Alright, watch out, watch out. The next thing as well about the misquoting thing. What Ryan LFC, where Ryan would have been out?
We just talk about the one day just cover now, because I think you're being gullible to think. I'm want Sean come in with this. I think you're being gullible to think that he only thought that the Jamaica Football Federation, because if you have mentioned that, it means that you think him only would have feel say Jamaica Football Federation only have come to him to say, yo, you go come and you go play World Cup. And we're not going to play no Nations League. We're not going to play no Gold Cup. Obviously, the selling point was the World Cup. But obviously, if you come and you play a World Cup, if you come and you play qualifiers, you are cap-tied, which means you are going to be representing Jamaica. So if you're gullible, if you think that him only feel like them tell him say need to come play World Cup and him not be bothered to play other games, and he does not want to do that, he wants to play for a country in every context and play in every game. You're gullible if you think say that was the only thing that, brother, obviously the man just didn't want to play for England. So the way he must say he can't be bothered and couldn't be bothered. But get what you say first, what you're gullible if you feel like say the World Cup was the only thing them tell him say I'm gonna come play. Obviously, if you're captain, you have to go be playing other games as well. So him saying that he cannot be bothered has to mean that him cannot be bothered to come down and play other games after and play for the World Cup, which was the selling point.
Let me just say this. Go through, Sean.
So let me just summarize what I heard, because I don't necessarily remember. I'm not saying he didn't say it, but I don't necessarily remember him saying he can't be bothered. But let me summarize what.
Find the clip. One talk. May I upload the clip?
I'm not saying he didn't, but I don't remember him saying that. But let me summarize what I heard. One, the biggest thing where people are beating him for was him saying the only time I play for Jamaica is if something to that effect. That's not what he said. He said, and he's always going to feel like he can make the England squad because, yeah, I'm sorry. Look, I'm driving through a tunnel right now, so my apologies. The audio is really bad. I'm gonna give somebody a chance to go, and then I'm gonna jump back on once I drive through this tunnel. See?
Yeah, man. Yeah, the other day, could I play for the people? And they delete it out of the studio.
Which one I group them then? I just go and take some comments.
But people, the next thing as well, I say I call out Ryan LFC. Jordan, connect the pass. I say I call out Ryan, you see me? But one thing where Ryan say what I not agree with, and it has been it is extreme from Ryan when he say, or when people say, Ryan say to other people say, when them say, yo, the man say when him foot broke. People, the man never say when him foot broke. The man say when him foot them stop work. You see me? I say, people saying when the man say him foot broke, that's to the extreme, bro. Is it me I say?
But even that is being taken out of context. That's not what he said.
Exactly. So, that's what I said. That's a bit extreme for people to say.
That's the point I was making. Him never said when him foot them broke. Him said when him foot them fall off. And to put context to what he was saying, he was speaking about his ability or his confidence that he can make the England squad. So what he was saying is that he's always going to be confident that he can make the England squad as long as him foot them don't fall off. Meaning, as long as the man above ground, he's always going to have that confidence. He's always going to have that confidence.
I'm not confident, no.
Listen, that's a good question.
Let me say one thing. He also mentioned something about his morals. Right? And that never sit right with me again as well. He basically said that it would be going against his moral for him to just jump ship and go and represent Jamaica. If it will be going against your moral to do that, why you need to come now?
All right.
That's just can't get. And again, one sec, let me finish. And again, I understand he's going to exponentially improve this team forward. That is not the argument right now. I agree with you 100%. That 30%. I am fully on board with that 30% that you made mention of, right? But at the end of the day, I just feel like say man them have shame, dog. And that's just my in a nutshell. But me have the audio here, so let me just play the audio. Mute the mic. One sec.
Jamaica, I said they were like, no, you're not going to play for England because X, Y, and Z, and we can't play well, I'm not really interested in playing for Jamaica. I said, they were like, no, you're not going to play for England because of X, Y, and Z. And come play for Jamaica. We're going to go to the World Cup until I've retired and my legs can't move or whatever it is. I still think I've got a chance. I'd rather put all my eggs in one basket and do everything I possibly can. Even if I don't make it, I don't play for England. At least I can say, listen, I did everything I could do to play for England. I stuck to my morals in terms of that situation, and that's what I'm going to do. I can say I've made the World Cup and ask that. I wouldn't play for them again. I can't bother me to fly over such a break to Jamaica today.
Yeah, so he made mention of putting all his eggs in one basket. He made mention of his morals, and as I said before, he said, yeah, I played the World Cup, but no, I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered to fly down every international break to go and represent Jamaica. So he did say it, and me I quote him directly. He did say, yeah, I'm playing our World Cup, but I can't be bothered. And you cannot tell me, say, press of the Jamaica Football Federation just go to him and tell him, say, yo, yeah, go come and play World Cup alone and that's it. Obviously, if you come and play World Cup and you are no captain with us, we have to expect you to be playing other football games. So that's not him saying because that was the selling point, him no want to do that because he want to play other games. That's him saying the only real reason why he would come is to play the World Cup, and otherwise he would not be bothered to fly down and represent us for other international periods. So I am saying, why do we want a player like that? But again, I understand because he is quality. But at the end of the day, you have the 70% the way the man just don't want to do it. Him say until him go put all the eggs in one basket, right? So your eggs in one basket now, you still play football. So my question is still valid. You're still playing, you're still able, your eggs in a one basket. So why all of a sudden, now that you're not playing, you just want to switch? Why all of a sudden you post Mobile International Airport, say there, you post in a national stadium, all of a sudden? Come on.
Sean, give final thoughts so we can get next call on.
So if I can add some context to what I heard, right? I think one of the things that he was saying was that when the JFF approached him, the selling point that they approached him with is, look, this is your opportunity to play in the World Cup, right? And he was saying that him don't want to just play for your team just simply because of the World Cup. That cannot be the selling point, because after the World Cup done, the point to which you or the agenda or the mission is complete. So once the World Cup done, then what? So I feel like if the selling point was more of a passion thing, more of a heritage thing, like, look, I mean, you see where England is, you see what's going on. I mean, this is the country of your foreparents. I feel like if it was more of a passion sell, it would maybe register with him different.
And do you think, my one last question, and do you think because that was a year and a half ago, that interview, do you think they reiterated or they changed their selling point? Do you think they changed the way how they sold that to him? And that is the reason why he decided to switch?
Boss, them not change nothing. In my opinion, them not change nothing. The man is an opportunist. The man is an opportunist.
And that's what I'm saying. But down to my point.
Listen.
Before.
Listen, though, I am gonna be honest and saying the man is an opportunist, but I'm also gonna say, my granny and my foreparents, them always say you can't cut off your nose to spite your face. But what you YouTubers need to do is in the first press conference, or anytime you guys can have an interview with him, ask him to clarify what has changed. I don't think we should take an aggressive stance. Like, I mean, once the man in the team. So I don't think at that point in time we figure launch the protest. We don't want Isaac Hayden, but give him a chance to clarify his statements. One, clarify his statements, and two, what has changed.
Yeah, and we did plan to do that as well. If there was going to be an interview that he was going to be a part of, if me now will be able to make it more than make at least one of the other fellow YouTubers in Momo Parry just go and ask that question. You see me? Because most times me I work, I can't go them interview the end of the middle of the day. You see me? But yeah, that's the main question that I wanted to hear from him. Because if he's already here, I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to be one of those people that way I protest. That's That's not a football I'm really love. So at the end of the day, even if him a father, him a representative, him on the football field, if him score a goal, me I go celebrate. You see me? Me not go just there and just a cuss and just dip on in case. Right? But at the end of the day, we just need this clarified. And that's it.
But big up yourself, still, Sean.
Okay, gentlemen.
Yeah, before we get the next call on, first responder, I mean, understand the comment. Remember, he's coming to a place where we historically don't treat people good. I mean, many countries in the world don't treat people good, so...
Come on, England need to treat them own good, brother.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I like when people make out this with Jamaica about historically we not treat people... What do you mean historically we not treat people good? I understand the comment.
Bro, Jamaica, tourist people abroad where pre-Jamaicans are tourists, them love Jamaica. You see me? And generally, if you want to bring up that England to treat them players well, then England fans them to treat them players well. England fans even more biased than us. You see me? Go through.
Jordan, big up yourself.
Yes, good afternoon. You hearing me?
Good afternoon. Which club? Yeah, afternoon. Which club you support?
You know, say Manchester United.
You're not for shame for say. I support them too. Come like you die still, but go through.
Manchester United. Well, in regards to this Isaac Hayden thing, because I have been, following up with Reggae Boyz football since 2010. And in regards to Isaac Hayden, I remember the JFF president said that they was trying to lure him in to help and, improve our chance of qualifying for the World Cup 2022. In an interview, they asked Ivan Toney the same question. They asked him the same question. Ivan Toney said that he was more focusing on his club football because they're gonna be promoted to the Premier League, and he's focusing on his club football at the time. But Isaac Hayden, he blatantly, flatly rejected the offer. He didn't even let the interviewer finish the statement. He was asking if Jamaica and England come. He just stopped abruptly. He didn't even let the interviewer finish his sentence. No, England. Full end of story. So I don't know if it's because he see that we are in a better chance of qualifying for the World Cup at this time, why he is making an about turn and trying to jump on the wagon to try and come here. Because when you make such statements like that, you do not retract what you say, because what come out of your mouth, it's what we use to, as old time people that say, cock mouth kill cock. So whatever come out of your mouth, that's what define you. So you understand me? I say you can't blatantly make such strong comments, and then when you finish, you want to make an about turn and want to go and like say, so. No, I see this man as an opportunist, but it would be nice to have him because we haven't had a decent CDM since, I think, Rudolph Fasting time. Yeah, I don't think we have that robust tackler in the middle of the park who can, shield the defense and help distribute ball to the attacker and build forward. No, so it would be good. It would be good if we have him, but no, that guy is an opportunist.
All right. Real. I think most of we share the same sentiment,
Yeah,
I'm think really and truly me I go cool down, but right now my head just hot dog. I just not like.
And really and truly, if him even forward, I don't think, even though we don't have anyone in that area, I don't think Steve McClaren should even start him, because based on what I'm seeing, this man is not getting any game.
All right, no, that is the other point as well. So even if we do
because I stick with what Grimmy said in the past. Players that are not getting any game, no matter how big your name be, I don't see where you should, come into the starting lineup.
And McLaren said that too. McLaren has been a constant. He said that it's been a constant theme. The reason why him take out Hector was him say, brother, the man said you don't have a club. So he told Hector to find a club. The reason why I'm take out name and get some minutes. The reason why I'm take out John Russell. John Russell has a club, but him not play minutes. Him dip on the bench and him not getting a game. So the man take out John Russell out of the team and bring in somebody where play minutes. Right? So you either have credit to be for me to get selected into the national team. You're either supposed to have credit in the bank from past performances for the national team, or you're supposed to have play minutes for your club and prove that you can still perform at the level that we know Like, say for example, we know the level that Ravel Marson is at, right? But the reason that he's not selected is because we not see him play at that level. So you can't just take a player based off of the past where you know that he can do. You have to select a player based off of what he's doing now, right?
Yeah.
And the same thing for Hayden. You have to see him play. Even if we go some books and he's a part of the roster, all right, no problem. But in order to get selected in that 23, like what Pressa say, we have to see her play some minutes in order to do that.
You
like
have
any other player.
Competitive football for you to be selected into the national program. You can't. What was is not no. So you understand what I'm saying? You have to be playing some level of competitive football, getting enough minutes for us to identify qualities and attributes that you can come and add to the national program. So this Isaac Hayden thing, I think this guy is overrated because if you even check, he haven't been playing for Newcastle for the last 2 years.
Loaned out.
Yeah, he haven't been playing for Newcastle for the past 2 years. All right, and based on what we are seeing, England do not choose footballers, no matter how well you're performing from championship. So I see this guy see his chance of playing in a World Cup to just jump on with the Jamaican wagon. But I think disrespecting or disregarding a national program, I wouldn't have selected that player.
All right. I'm gonna just get this comment here, big and quickly, because sometimes when it piss me off on that space.
Take Sean to that comment. Sean, big up yourself for the super chat.
Yeah, man, big up yourself, Sean. But one second, Jordan. One second, let me just cover this. Because there's one thing when I just like, that's why I'm gonna dip on this face here too much. Because I'm dip on this face here too much. My head just hurt me, brother. I'm gonna like my head get that. Jamaica family vibes. So you should just in basically I respond to almost there. I say, so should Blake just sit on the bench now since his team is about to go home? Now, I clearly just mentioned in what I said that there are two things we have to have in order to be selected into the national team. And the first one that I mentioned was credit in the bank. Now, there's no other Reggae Boyz player on this team that has more credit in the bank than Andre Blake. So that alone, the first point they won't make, you should even type that comment, brother. Andre Blake has so much credit in the bank. So no matter what he might do, a film club, once him fit, he plays for Jamaica, and that is it. That is final. He might the captain. Right? He always perform. He always save every single game. So that is it. Credit in the bank. You earn that spot. It is undoubted. You see me? He's undoubtedly has his spot in the team. Right? But go through Jordan.
Jordan, you have time. We can play the clip again. Play the full clip. You have time.
What, the interview?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can play. Go ahead and play the clip.
All right, 1 second.
Today, Jamaica and the England squad approach you.
Yeah.
And they come together, they both offer you an amazing opportunity to play for the country.
Yes.
Who are you choosing?
England. So that's funny enough, it's a good question because Jamaica did approach me. They've approached me for 2 years. So I said it was 2 years ago that they spoke to me and wanted me to obviously get a Jamaican passport and play for Jamaica. And I said I'll say the same thing now as what I said to them when they asked me, is that whether people want to accept it or not, is that
today, Jamaica and the England squad approach you.
Yeah.
And they come together, they both offer you an amazing opportunity to play for the country.
Yes.
Who are you choosing?
England. So that's funny enough, it's a good question because Jamaica did approach me. They've approached me for 2 years. So I said it was 2 years ago that they spoke to me and wanted me to obviously get a Jamaican passport and play for Jamaica. And I said I'll say the same thing now as what I said to them when they asked me, is that whether people want to accept it or not, is that I've always said I wanted to play for England. I still have that dream now. I think for me, I have the mentality that everything's possible, nothing's impossible. Until I've retired and my legs can't move or whatever it is, I still think I've got a chance. So in my head, even though at the moment I'm miles away from playing for England, in my head I still believe that I've got a chance because I have the firm mentality that.
Yeah, we can just leave it. Just
Yeah,
You know, because as I hear him say, and just until him legs them stop work, and you mentioned that it comes down to him saying his abilities as a football player. You know, not he never say when him leg broke or nothing. You see what I say?
Yeah, so what I'm simply saying, based on what this guy is saying, he said until retirement. So this guy blatantly not showing any interest. So even if him do come, him still not gonna play with no heart. This guy, if you listen to what he was saying at the interview, all the interview simple as saying, the guy said Jamaica has been trying to get him to play for the country for over 2 years. And basically him tone how him sound like a joke thing this. Some joke thing. Yeah, so I'm not interested. So you understand, I don't know what's the thing now why,
Yeah.
I don't know what's the thing now, what's the change now why him really is it me I said, I don't know what really, I don't know what the big deal now why him, I retract him statement or so. Because I personally even talked to Marlon King. I contacted because myself and former reggae boy Marlon King are, we talk a lot, and I personally speak with Marlon King one time. I think at the top of the coach side them time then at 2022. I talked to Marlon King. So then Mr. Kingy, try and see if you can talk to him, and Marlon King said, yeah, I talk to him, but someone not really, you understand? So I don't know what the difference now. So this play, if him do come, him not go come play with no heart.
Well, this is the thing, the ball is in his court now in the sense that him don't make him statement, him don't make him intentions clear, or whatever the case is, right?
And one question, because it seems like you in favor with him. So him say, him always have an ambition to play for England. Still, so why that change? So why all of a sudden him want to come play for Jamaica now? So
I mean, well, listen up. To be fair, when me that grew up, me didn't want to become one scientist. Me have one DVD with them a dissect one frog, and from them time, them want to be a scientist until one time want to be a lawyer, football player, manager, whatever the case is. So your ambition change over time due to maybe circumstance or whatever the case is. You get me? I say, and you jump on different opportunities. In terms of Isaac Hayden, that's someone wants to, but he kind of lost it when you cut me off. I got you still. Kind of lost something want to say.
Yeah, but a lot of time I talk to Marlon King to try and get him in our squad because
wait, call that. What I try to say with Hayden is the ball is in his court now in the sense that we are going to judge him based on his performances. So if a man go forward from England for go to Jamaica, I expect that he will play with heart. There's no room for him being a passenger in this team because one thing we know, if Isaac Hayden plays for Jamaica and he's not performing, the fans will get onto him. So we want to go as far as we say, if him forward, him not go play with heart. You get me? I say, because I think him traveling alone, the distance is enough dedication. So I expect that when he also goes out on the pitch, he's going to perform as well. He can't just be a passenger in this team where everybody else will perform and he's not performing. And if that's the case, then he will be singled out in the sense that everyone else is performing, and it would be evident that he's not performing, and us as fans would call for him to be dropped.
Plus
so the ball is in his court to perform.
Plus the nature of his game. As a defensive midfielder, you have to perform in that position there, bro. It once you step on the field as a defensive midfielder, as a position that I play. Once you step on the field as in a position there, you just have to want bust lace right now. You see me? You want to impact the game. So
what I'm simply saying, getting him into the squad, would be a very good inclusion because he doesn't have many competitors for that position. So if you get him into the squad and he come and he perform, well, fine. But you do not make statements like that about a national team trying to approach you because you might never know. It's, a lot of countries do it. France do it. America do it. Canada do it. A lot of countries do it. So you do not make statements like that about a national program. Like, we are running a joke down here. Like, they have been trying to get me for 2 years to get me a passport to try and come down here to play. But you don't talk down on other nations like that. You understand? So, but if you come and you do play, then good. And right now, I think his best time is passing right now. his best time is past him right now because he's what, 29 years old, he'll be 30 very soon, so his best years are behind him. So
yeah, but remember, say a lot of these players is just for the short-term fix, you know. And I mean, age is just a number. Man, I say when you get up in your 30s as a player, like your legs start to go, you know, you lose a bit of pace and yards, but I still think Isaac Hayden have enough to contribute to Jamaica, isn't it?
One thing I want to ask, because I think this here article with Mason Greenwood, like him say more of a whole talk with Thomas Tuchel and the England FA to try and see whether can have a last dance.
Yeah, we'll get into that after.
Okay, all right. You say after. So all right. So I'll stay on the show and I'll watch and you know.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself.
Big up, Sim.
Once again, people, we're gonna transition the show into the next topic. But the link is in the comment section. But make we cover the next topic and then you know you can share your thoughts on Mason Greenwood, and then if you don't want to share your thoughts on Isaac Hayden, you can do that as well. But before we continue, people, just go ahead smash that like button, share as well, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thank you for the continuous support. Also, feel free to send a super chat. El Grand Jr., big up yourself. I think Sean did send a next super chat as well. Big up yourself, Sean, for the second super chat. May I go back to that one and take a comment. El Grand Jr., big up yourself himself. Large up on yourselves, Gunners and Presser. Big up yourself, El Grand Jr. El Grand Jr., which team you support, by the way? I don't know which club team you support. You know? I'm like, when I get along with the Arsenal fans, them really
El Granero, brother. Spanish youth. The man say Granero, brother. Granero, bro.
Sean, big up yourself. Him say if he ever play for Jamaica, he will be the best player on the pitch to play that position in Jamaica. Yo, Sean, I want him to tell you. You chop up the sentence there, that thing about me. I understand it still. But I could get into Mason Greenwood, people. Mason Greenwood, right? Think him say United, right? So Mason Greenwood, that is what we're here for, right? Take this off a screen for me there. Mason Greenwood. So let me just run over the process quickly. So last time out, there was the understanding that Mason Greenwood, you know, his documents, they were with PICA being processed. The president of the Jamaica Football Federation made that clear, Mr. Ricketts. So we know that his documents are with PICA. When Dickon started to cover Reggae Boyz, he broke an exclusive that Mason Greenwood had missed his consulate appointments on a couple of occasions, right? So we all know him did supposed to go for him passport or whatever, get the process going. He missed a couple of dates in the past. That was back in January, don't?
February.
February. Well, February, as I say. So, boom, I'll give you the rundown, you know, people. So his documents are with PICA now. That is confirmed, right? Now, there's an article going around, you know, being reported by Daily Mail, The Sun, Goal.com, etc., etc. I can think about all the big publications, and this came out like in the early morning, isn't it? And shout out to Premier 7 now, because before this article was released, Premier 7 did text me on WhatsApp and he asked me a question and say, "Oh, if you like say Greenwood, would I talk to Thomas Tuchel?" And thing. I mean, I said no, you know, because England just don't want him in general, and that before the article even posted, you know, isn't it? I say people, and then you know, I'm up last night and I book up on the article and I say, "Oh, come like Premier 7 know more than me." So the headline of this article is Mason Greenwood wants talks with Thomas Tuchel before deciding whether to play for England or Jamaica. Now, Mason Greenwood's international future remains up in the air, and he plans to hold talks with New England boss Thomas Tuchel. In terms of what happened, the former Manchester United star earned his first and only international cap back in 2020 when he made his debut for the Three Lions against Iceland. However, he is no longer being considered by the country of his birth. The bigger picture, but with Thomas Tuchel now taking over as national team head coach, Greenwood remains hopeful of an England call-up and will wait to hold talks with the German before making a final call on his future in international football. According to The Sun, the Marseille attacker has an option to pursue his international career with Jamaica. What has been said? A source told The Sun Mason knows his chances of playing for England again are very slim, but he wants to check with the FA and Tuchel now. He has been sorry about that, people. Mason knows his chances of playing for England again are very slim, but he wants to check with the FA and Tuchel now. He has been appointed to see what they think. He is determined to play at the highest level and that means the World Cup. So if England don't want him, he'll switch to Jamaica and try and get to the 2026 World Cup that way. And this is a picture of Greenwood on the day he was signed. And Greenwood is playing today. I think last time they checked the score and Marseille was up 1-0. Decan, over to you. What do you have to say about this article here? And people, drop your thoughts in the comment section as well.
Bro, as I've said at the very beginning of the show, we're going to make this World Cup, right? So even if we don't get in Mason Greenwood, Damara Gray and Leon Bailey can get us to this World Cup with Antonio. But believe that. But Mason Greenwood would just make it more comfortable and everything. So for me, it's just if it happen, yeah, if it not, whatever. We'll focus on the football, right? He is a game changer. And that is the only reason why I'm going to give this leeway. At the end of the day, when he even did made same could have played for Jamaica, he one of them top players. They were literally in an England team before him situation happened, right? So nobody even did meds the fact saying could have played for Jamaica until this fallout, right? So I think this situation is completely different to other situations, right? It's more of Jamaica pouncing on this opportunity than him being an opportunist to switch. So obviously he was already in the England camp. He already has gotten selected. He has already been in the team. So right now, his main goal is to try and see if he can get back into what he was already in. And that is the difference with some of these players. They have never been called up for England first team before. They have never been called up to represent. They have never even put on the shirt. He has. He's played in a friendly before, right? Now, that is the difference between them and Mason Greenwood. So him trying to hold out and wait on England, that is not a problem because he literally has played for them already. He's put on the shirt and he's played for them professionally already. So him waiting to see if there's even a chance or an opportunity, that is completely different. All Jamaica has to do in this situation is just sit back, relax, wait, and if the opportunity presents itself, then we can pounce, right? And that is the main difference between Mason Greenwood and other English-based players. Now, somebody just said, Ikane, your hopes are high. And I don't think my hopes are high. I just don't see how he's going to make back that England team. And it's not based off ability. We've seen that Gareth Southgate completely ignored him. We've seen that Lee Carsley came in and he said that he's not even in consideration as an interim manager. And one thing that we've seen him do as an interim manager is give people a chance so that the new coach that is coming in can see how some other players like Angel Gomez, he's given Madueke a chance. He's given so many other players that don't normally get selected into the England setup a chance. So this would have been the perfect chance for Mason Greenwood if the FA wanted him to play for the country, to come and bed himself in until the new coach came in. But they decided not to. And right now we're looking at the England lineup. Why is England, for me, going to go through all of that trouble to get Mason Greenwood in the team when they have so many top players in the position that he plays? And like I said, them scarce, right? And putting him into the team is going to just cause a whole lot of havoc across England, right? Because you know, unlike Jamaica, where people are going to accept it, you have literal woke people in those countries. Those countries, them ramp with them sort of things there, right? So the England FA now going to risk it for me. And that gives me full confidence that he might go far come play for Jamaica. My confidence comes from the fact that me know say England just might not ever want this guy back. They are very degrading in that way. You see me? So, yeah, whatever happen still. Like, I'm not going to cry if he's not forward. And I would be very happy if he comes. But if he doesn't, then whatever. You see me? We have our next caller still. What you have to say, though?
Before we get to Alex, yeah, one thing more. So come there, listen to some people, and mere people say, oh, if Jamaicans have the opportunity to play for England, then would I play? People, let me tell you this: a Jamaican born, any country may play for Jamaica. You see me? Just like me tell myself, you have enough Jamaicans to afford America and them join the army and them thing there, which nothing is wrong. But I'm telling myself, so, brother, before I go join the army, I JFF me join first, fight for my country. So I'm not frightened over England or another country, brother. Jamaica may play for. Mario, big up yourself. Alex, big up yourself. Alex, you can go through.
You mute Mike. Your mic muted, my pussy. Alex, your mic muted, fam.
Me not feel say whole get that route for. Yeah, go through.
I agree with Gunner's Panda one still in a car. Mike. Yo, you're not here.
Yeah, background. You have to turn on your background.
Stop playing the show in your background.
Yeah. Alright, so I agree with Gunnar Spun that one still. Because really and truly he's a very good baller. I love to have him in our team. But honestly, bro, like I feel like the front three we have, and plus we have a couple players in our position that can play the wing when they. But I love to agree with that. You see me? But we can still qualify without him still. You see me? But I love to have the player in our squad. I just cause I know him with a fan favorite, a whole heap of Man U fans at Jamaica, bro. 80%, like, he would have bring out the crowd at stadium. He would have be like, everybody wants to see this player come. And I know him as a talented player. He's better than every player we have in our front three. Great addition, but we would have still made World Cup without him. Me 100% believe that, bro. You see me? Like, you see me? Because Bailey did it, you see me? We have a couple of wingers can play, bro. You see me? But Mason, bro, would I love to see him still. So that I might hear 50-50, bro. I'm not going to really cry if I'm not forward. Maybe because he's a Chelsea fan. But you see me?
Yeah.
If I'm forward, I understand he's a very, very, very top tier player, bro. But I don't feel like England are going to take him back. Everybody are denying him. He's in a good form now and Lee Carsey turn him down. Them up to go to other wingers. Them England people walking away against like violence against women, LGBTQ, and all of them type of thing there. Where them now got like me still see people in the comments everywhere talk about say this man should never allow to play.
Still let it, bro.
Right. It got uncomfortable, bro. Me not ruin it. It got uncomfortable, brother.
And them in the position for risk it, if you get what I say. Them have so much, so many players.
But them association, you see me, you see me, it will be a shame. I'm try to run from that. I feel like them are real. And trust England have a whole heap of wingers, bro.
Whole heap of wingers, brother.
So you like wingers England have, bro. Like, we can really call upon way. You see me, even in a better form than Mason right now, bro. You see me? Them have 1, 2, 3, or 4 more wingers can call before Mason. So even if him get the call up, he now get the start, bro. He probably need a command, bro. And then that just waste him cap. Maybe like play him 2 more time and then just know say alright then. That's your international career. You can't go nowhere else and you're just done for the rest of your time. Because as time goes by, bro, England are gonna produce other wingers, bro. Like England always produce wingers.
Every year,
bro, somebody young come up, bro. I can't tell you like 5 wingers, bro, right now way over him in a pecking order, bro. And then I get older, bro. So as the year pass by, bro, and get back in the team. Remember Sterling days done for England, basically, bro. You see, man, a Sterling that, bro, a known player, bro. You see me, England no ramp to change wingers, bro. Them no ramp to give new wingers.
Look on all Jared Bowen and them man. Them man,
bro. Ali Watkins, them. You see me, you have a whole heap of other wingers, bro. Where I go take over for. Even I see him blood clot. I have a next Jamaican youth in a Marseille team named Jonathan Rotina, bro.
You get an assisted in there. Man Greenwood get assisted.
Yeah, them man they can play too, that. And I see him squad in there, bro. Like, me don't feel like Greenwood have much of a chance again. It's just like, you see me have Sancho there too. You see me him not so bad like Greenwood, even though him is out of favor, but him
play locally.
Him play ball same way, bro. First thing, Greenwood even at England again. If you notice how England pick them squad, bro, them not really pick players out of England. And Bellingham alone get the excuse, and that's what the card.
Bellingham need like him too. Bellingham this up in France.
Bellingham that, so them if they ever not pick Bellingham, it will cause an uproar. So look for any other player outside of England. How much of them get called up? You have a couple players well out there. They now get called up, bro, if you know in England. If you don't notice that with England. You see me? A long time, bro, England stays. So Greenwood for me, bro, unless in that play for a top flight England club, bro, or even a middle class England club, now get the call up at England, bro. You see me? But again, the player must know where him wants still. It's either him can pick him destiny and come where somebody will welcome him and love him like crazy, bro. Cause me say Jamaica na 80% Man U. You see me? So, or him can go play miserable where them a go. Always a chance something. Even if he make a mistake, people are going to always say, yo, see, we should have left him out X, Y, Z, Z, bro. Like, I feel like Green would come and have a bad game. People still are cheering, bro. 2 people rate him, bro. So, I'm have to pick him destiny still. You see me, I have to know where he want outside, bro. You see me? But, as I say, I don't feel like England are calling back up. You know, bro. 1, him now in England a play. 2, they do all of the thing over him head with the whole rape allegations, bro. Like, England them too work for that, them too holy for that, bro. Nobody now. But that's just my opinion for the still. Good player, I want him forward, dog. I want him forward the threat, bro. But is Jamaica going to still qualify for the World Cup? I 100% believe them can do it without Greenwood, bro. Yeah, bro.
Them money just forward details and for really put some money in a JFF pocket.
Yeah, enough money that generate money with the jersey sales.
Everything else together, because stadium are ramming a youth.
Yeah, stadium are ramming, bro. Everybody are waiting for it, bro. So at that time, I feel them. It's a money move. It's a good money move for Jamaica.
Yeah, man.
Because we are move like club, you know, brother. We don't do I want them see somebody say, yo, Jamaica move like a football club, brother. Because we just a sign play.
Like a Chelsea.
But believe me, bro. But I want to play a forward. But the question ultimately is Jamaica still going to qualify? Yes, bro. Believe. You still a qualify, brother.
All right, fam. Big up.
Yeah, big up.
Yeah, big up yourself, Alex. Before we get Premier 7 and people, more just something quickly. I'm telling these people. But telling us yesterday, so I'm not really frightened over a player still. Friday, I'm not really frightened over a player. This notion that YouTubers are toxic, whatever the case is, I'm not really buy into it. You know, people can always have them assessment and have them opinions on certain stuff, right? Football is just opinion based. And I remember one time when we did younger, somebody said to me, say, you know why football is one of the most popular sports? Even when football now play, people still talk about football, isn't it? Even when you have the off season in terms of preseason, well, not preseason, but the summer break, people still talk about football, you know, the hypotheticals of football, whatever the case is, what can happen in the future, what can happen in the present. And this thing would like, a lot of the players who come play for Jamaica or them no want to play for Jamaica because people say, oh, the fans run them where the fans are toxic or whatever. I hear people that say, oh, look how the man them boo Omari Hutchinson were there. People, if Omari Hutchinson never want to play for Jamaica because the mere facts a couple 100 people or less than 100 people or a couple thousand people boo him, then he never want to play for Jamaica in the first place, isn't it? Because when these individuals are at England, in England, and them get booed by fans of 30,000, 40,000 for poor performances, you know, them not really say nothing about that. You know, once them not get abused or racially abused, you know, obviously, you know, racially abused people are abuse them to the extent of bringing them family or whatever in the picture. But in terms of Omari or any respective player out there who want to play for Jamaica, if the criticism of the Jamaican fan base is the reason why you don't want to play for Jamaica, then don't come. You're not have to bother play for Jamaica. You're not have to play for Jamaica. Because one thing when I rate, bro, everybody else can criticize player, but when Jamaican fans want to criticize the fan base player them for poor performances, oh, on the xenophobic, oh, on the this and that with the foreign base player, them like, bro, on a runway with that bad man. Any player can get criticized once they perform poorly. Why when them come, why, whether them local or foreign, anybody will perform poorly on any pitch for Jamaica, they must be criticized once it is in fairness, people. You see me I say? So anybody will get local boo from at the national stadium and them say them now about come play for Jamaica, then turn on your yard, brother. You see me I say? So me see it. Stay at your yard. That me I tell no. I not like when people treat Jamaican fans like say them no football, bro. Anybody who perform poorly for the country, them could have foreign or local, they must get criticized. You just don't abuse the people them. Big up yourself.
Yes. Respect for the intro again. It's a blessing to be on the show yet again. I think you guys are talking about Mason Greenwood right now. And I just want to have my say on what is taking place. The news is fairly young surrounding Mason Greenwood, I would say. It's just published today that he's considering a return to England. And as Jamaican fans, some of us may be having different opinions surrounding Mason Greenwood. Maybe I may be saying that Jamaica, Lord Mason Greenwood, whereas some other persons would be saying give him some time. You know, sometimes we have to look on things in a way to say, all right, let time reveals, but we have to have a limit as to how long we want for things to turn out or how long we want things to continue. Because seeing that World Cup qualifiers is coming up again, we want to be sure that if Mason Greenwood is going to play for Jamaica, we can say, all right, I just say paperwork, say work fine. But we don't want to be in a position to say that it is continuous, it is taking too long, whereas we could have turned our attention to different players. The gentleman who spoke a while ago, he mentioned Jonathan Rowe, who plays for Marseille. We can maybe try to get him in if Mason Greenwood don't want to play for Jamaica. But to cut things a bit shorter than what I'm saying right now, I don't think it would be easy for Greenwood to play for England, seeing that the fan base can be very dangerous, right? Also, even if Thomas Tuchel wants him, the persons in charge of England may say no. And in that case, I think Mason Greenwood, for me, based on my personal opinion, should just continue moving further and further away from England, seeing that he left Manchester from a toxic environment based on the allegations, playing for a team in Spain, then to France. I think he should continue on that pathway. But then again, it is for him to choose. But I'm hoping, though, that he plays for Jamaica, because based on the news in Team Talk, the first portion speaks about him wanting to speak to Thomas Tuchel, but down more in the article, it mentions that he wants to ensure that if it is not a case that he will be playing for England, then he's fully committed to Jamaica. In that case, we're being placed as a second option, and that is what persons may be looking on right now to say that, hey, Mason Greenwood is using Jamaica as a second option. But, I mean, it is still young, it is still fresh, but in the end, or at the end of things, it is for JFF to decide how fast or how long they want to wait on Mason Greenwood. That's my final say.
Let me just say it, right?
What I had to say, one second first. What I had to say about that is what I said before. There's a difference with Mason Greenwood waiting on England compared, or trying to see if there's something still there with him for England compared to other players like Omar Hutchinson or others. And that is the fact that Mason Greenwood has already put on the England shirt. He's already stepped on a football pitch and played for them, right? So it's not as if he hasn't been called, selected, or played for them. As yet, he has done all three of those. So he is within his right to want to know if there's even an ounce of opportunity for him to do that again. As opposed to players that have not yet put on that England shirt, they're nowhere near the England team, and yet they're still stalling. There are differences between that. For me, the Greenwood situation is a case of if England don't want him, then we take him. We are the opportunists in this case, compared to the player being an opportunist. And I some see it because he already played for England before, so why should we tell him to stop? For pursue something that he has already achieved, right? For come play for we. If it was a case where he never yet played for England, then it would have been a different case and would have been more grimy as it relates to this. But he has already put on that England shirt. You see me? He has already stepped on the field. He has already had an appearance for that England team. He has already been in the roster, which means that he's achieved the goal that all of these other players said they want to achieve, even though they're far away from it. So that means the context and the way in which we have to look at it is different. You see me? The dog don't see that and been there already. So you might want to see that and do that again. And if there's an opportunity that he can see that and do that again, then he might go look forget it. If there's not, then he can forward back. In this case, all we have to do is sit and wait. In this case, we are the opportunists because we're getting a past Manchester United star boy, right? So if all that means is you have to just sit down and wait and see if England don't want him and take him, then you just do that. As some see it. It's a completely different situation.
May I agree. That makes a lot of sense. Respect.
Let me just want to chime in on that before. Well, I'm chiming on that, but let me just take Eric P. Kingston comment. Eric, big up yourself. Him say to criticize someone while inviting before they start playing is unwise. You know, I'm nearly see it unwise, you know, because when you criticize a player, you criticize the ability of the player. And you know, you look at club football. When a club buy a player, you know, fans always make up noise as to whether or not the player good. You know, obviously the club are going to pay the fee for the player. And, you know, once the club pay the fee and them agree, then you just have to forward, you know. Enough players move a club and them get criticized beforehand. So it's just part of the game. You know, once the criticism is not unfair. Look at Mason Holgate. Me criticize Mason Holgate. Me agree with Oil Tracey in the sense that I don't feel like Mason Holgate is going to add a lot to this team. And again, in my opinion, Mason Holgate is not known as no good defender or whatever the case is. When people talk about Mason Holgate, people not talk about Mason Holgate for his defensive abilities. People talk about Mason Holgate for being in scuffles and just not being a good defender in general. And that's not to say that he'll not have good games for Jamaica. But criticism is a part of football. Everybody else can criticize their players. USA, Mexico can criticize their players. But when we do it, especially with the players from overseas, it's a problem. Again, if I look at boo, no make him and them want to play for Jamaica, then boo hoo, stay yard. You see me? But in terms of Mason Greenwood people, let me just bring up the article on screen. You know, if Greenwood want to talk to the coach, then fair enough. Listen, the next international window is in November. Thomas Tuchel doesn't take over until January, them say?
25.
Until
2025, him officially take over.
Yeah. So will we see him in November or January next year?
Who that?
I mean, I read something with him take over in January. I mean, I don't know.
Take over as Indian manager from 2025 onwards, which means if an international break come up, then a league has to take it over. That will take from him. You see? So league has it was interim for a period, and they said that Thomas Tuchel 25 onward. You see me? So
yeah, break up.
Good. See what I want to say.
Yeah, so in terms of the article, once again, the headline of the article is Mason Greenwood wants talks with Thomas Tuchel before deciding whether to play for England or Jamaica. Now, if there's any window for Mason Greenwood to play for England and it does happen, then, you know, I'm not going to personally beat him. It is what it is. With or without Mason Greenwood, I think Jamaica will qualify for the World Cup. However, with the addition of Mason Greenwood to the team, then it can change Jamaica in terms of the region and in terms of how we compete against USA, etc., etc. And as I think Premier 7 or the previous caller stated, if you look at England, you know, England have a lot of quality players and in the wide areas. You know, you have Madueke since recently at Chelsea coming up. You have you already have Saka, you already have Cole Palmer, all these different types of players. Jared Bowen, who was recently getting into the squad. You have Jadon Sancho, who is not like, and I like to say them abandon him or anything like that. It's just that Jadon Sancho never did really play no type of football in terms of being on form. And if he does get back on form, then you might never know. You know, Thomas Tuchel has like a variety of players to select from in terms of like in the wide area. So is there anything credible in these couple articles? Are these publications trying to stir something? Personally, I don't know. In the article that first broke the news, The Sun, they stated that a source told them that Greenwood knows that his chances are slim to play for England. However, he still want to talk to the FA and he want to talk to the coach. The interesting thing surrounding this Mason Greenwood thing is more like the decision in the recent times as to why he hasn't played for England. Is it down to the FA saying that we do not want him to represent England, or is it merely down to the coaches just not wanting Greenwood? Because in the last window, Lee Carsley stated that yes, he knows about Greenwood. He's aware of him. He's aware of his form. However, he went on to state that Greenwood is not a player that's on his radar in terms of for selection. So the only thing what I want to know is, with him not playing for England in the past couple windows, is it down to the FA telling the coaches that we do not want him to play for England, or is it down to the coaches just not seeing Greenwood fit for purpose in their specific system? Because if it's down to the coach, then maybe down the line a coach will select him, whether it's Thomas Tuchel or if not Thomas Tuchel, maybe or somebody else, you know. But if it's down to the FA and they make it clear, so we don't want Greenwood, then obviously there will be no future there for him. But we have Flavor Max, big up yourself. Flavor Max, you can unmute your mic.
Yeah. Big up on yourself, man. Big up on yourself.
Got you, Flavor.
Yeah, big up on yourself. Yeah, Gunnards, me hear the analysis of Mason Greenwood and the difference between a Mason Greenwood coming to play for Jamaica versus a Hayden and others, Hutchison, and so forth. But you know, for example, Hutchison, do you know, I think it is similar. I think it is the same thing in terms of it's the waiting game, but a waiting game for different reasons. And I think Mason Greenwood waiting is even worse than Hutchison waiting. So that's where I differ from you. I think it is worse. And this is why. Hutchison playing for England is still, in my opinion, in Hutchison's hand. Because he can put out the effort, he can improve, and he can kick down the door, and he have no reason but to call. I don't think Mason Greenwood play for England again is in Mason Greenwood hand. So I think Hutchison playing for England is closer, or it is easier for Hutchison to play for England than a Greenwood playing for England. So I think it's just a waiting game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I want to know if it's whether down to the coaches not wanting him, or it's more so the FA telling the coaches not to select him. You get me? I say? Because if it's just down to the coaches not maybe seeing Greenwood in their plan at the time, then more than likely a coach will eventually select him once the FA is not like, intervening and saying that we don't want him to play for England. But the coaches just have to know, say, once you select a Mason Greenwood, with his situation, there's going to be a backlash. I get me, I say? And with Thomas Tuchel, one thing we know, say, him can do is the backlash where already get Flavor Max just for being German alone, and people, obviously people saying that it's xenophobic. I mean, the business about where the man want to come from. He's a good coach, England and a good coach. And where boy name? Gary Neville. Gary Neville is a little bugging up people. Which good coach England have? Other than Eddie Howe. And Nicky Graham Potter a good coach. But you see me, I say, Tuchel is already facing the fire due to the fact that enough people never want him to play for Max. You see me? So imagine him go select a Mason Greenwood now. And more pressure that on him, you know. You see me?
Unwanted pressure and unneeded pressure.
Yeah, but more here what you think about that, Gunners, because me see like you I know you rate Greenwood and you want to see him on the side. I want to see him too, but me still want to call a spade a spade. People just say, including Greenwood, see Jamaica as a second best, or in some instance, based on how some people talk, is even a third best, and then they don't even have a third choice.
Yeah, so and when we would have said it that way, you mentioned not only Omar Hutchins, but it also mentioned Isaac Hayden. And what I would say is, yes, he might have a better chance, quote unquote, in the way you put it, to make that England team. But at the end of the day, out of all of the players that are available to play for England, I would say less than 5% really make it. Right? Yeah. Now we're looking at Isaac Hayden that from him young in Arsenal come all the way up. He has him said, and he's now 29. He has spent his entire career throughout trying to get into that squad. And even when he was at his highest of heights at Newcastle, him still couldn't make it. Right? Now, when I look at that and I look at only 5% of those English players will really ever make it into the England squad and even get an appearance. Because enough of them make it into the squad. There are so many players that make it into the squad and still even get a game. So one thing to make it into the squad is the next thing to even get a game in that period where you make it. Much less to even get an appearance, right? So the way how you say it and the way you structure it, we can look at it and say, maybe it's easier for Omar Hutchins to make it because all it in a team hands. But at the end of the day, when we look at it realistically, it is not really in his hands. Because you can know a star player. Like, you can know a star player like England unless it's in his hands, but players just limited certain way. And that is a reality. You can know a star player when you see one. But and for me, Omar Hutchins is not that star player. He's not that star player.
But you still have to say it's still in his hand, maybe limited, but you still can put a cap on where a player can reach in terms of his talent because he's in the under 21. And I am not batting for Hutchinson. It's just to make the comparison how much I think even Omar Hutchinson, with his limited ability and chances to make the team based on his talent, I think it is.
Clever Max, when you say limited ability, what do you mean limited ability? Like the skill set of the player?
Talent, based on what Gunnar said.
No, I feel say it's unfair to say that. Reason being, before Cole Palmer went to Chelsea, how much of you guys on the live stream did think that Cole Palmer would have been the Cole Palmer after the a player can only be good based on the opportunities you give him.
Come on, City players.
No. Hold on. Tell me about a City player.
I only say left City just because of what Gunnar said. Yeah,
okay.
I only say
but you can't listen to Gunnar still, isn't it?
No, the thing is, a lot of City players a lot of City fans. I wish a whole lot of City fans there. And enough of them that call for Cole Palmer be in the team. You might not watch City. Hold on, you might not watch City. But a lot of City fans, and even Pep himself said it that he wanted him to be here. If Cole Palmer was there, they would buy Savino.
Yeah, but you talk about the ability. You talk about the
Cole Palmer just never want to be like a Foden. He never want to be a star boy where run come through and then a winning team. He wanted to be in a team for himself. So everyone in England specifically knew the ability that Cole Palmer had. Right?
But you are a hypocrite.
From youth levels come all the way up in a City academy, all the way up. Omar Hutchins never did a show that even at academy level.
No, man, you're mad, man. Flavor Max, you know me say the boy hypocrite. Omar Hutchinson has always been classified as a wonder kid throughout the ranks of youth football. So for us to question the ability of the player is unfair because he went from the under 21 in Chelsea, went straight to championship football, and he was one of Ipswich's best player last season in the championship and helped them to gain promotion. So let's not talk about the ability. of Omar, which is
every year with England players. I'm not saying that he's a scum player. I'm just saying that you have to be at a certain level to make it into England's team.
So, tell me the level.
Every year, leave out the academy football and perform well, and they make a good career for themselves. But at the end of the day, you have to be at a certain level for even stand out. You have to be playing at a certain team as well, right? We all see how England selection is based. It take a while. Madison, it take a while because they're not playing at the level team there.
And you're correct, you know, and you're correct, but it still goes without saying it is still in his hands. He can improve. We have seen players who we don't expect to hit a certain height, and they hit it, and they will get cut.
I agree.
However, on the other hand, Greenwood is out of the team for a different reason that is not in his hands. So basically, I would have no.
The thing with the article is Greenwood not saying now come Jamaica. Now. Greenwood has say, I have played for this country already. And that is the thing, you know, that is the main difference for me. He's played for them already.
Yes, but playing for the country already, that's not the problem here, you know.
Yeah, well, may I go finish one? Let me finish up this. Because he's shown that he has the quality. He has played it. He has been there. He has done that. So if there's even a glimmer, and this is the difference now, if there's even a glimmer of hope that there's a possibility that this coach might want to pick him, then Jamaica don't really have no right to say, yo, he's supposed to come here. Because it's not like it isn't a situation that he's been in before. Now, I can understand that as opposed, I'm going to get your point, but this is where we'll have to agree to disagree. When there's a player that is not in the setup and you're going to be wearing Jamaica's flag right before a Copa America when fans are expecting you, right, to come and represent the country, and but you have the excuses upon excuses, and when you finally choose an under-21 team over the national team setup, right? Then that is different. He has played for Jamaica. He has played in friendlies.
Okay.
Like Omar Hutchinson put on a Jamaican shirt before. He has put on a Jamaican shirt before in friendlies. And when the time has come for him to commit, he has not. No, that is a different case compared to a man who put on an England shirt and Jamaica tell you, yo, come represent with how we can save you. But yet still him put on England shirt already, so if there's a glimmer of hope, he might go on to do it. And if there's not, then he must look at the chance that Jamaica want him.
But that man is also... Are you right, you know, Gunners? You break it down nice, you know, and you're right. But then there's one young man over here who is banking on his ability in believing in himself as a 20, how old is 21 around here? He's banking on his ability to improve and to make it into the England squad. And then there's a man who would have made it before, but because of administration and pass, it is like he's blackballed. I think it is difficult to get past being blackballed than to bank on your ability to make it into the England team. So for me, Greenwood waiting is more difficult, and we should look at it and take it as a harsher decision by Greenwood than even Hutchison, in my opinion. Because here we are, ready to give you an opportunity to play international football, to play at the highest level, and you rather wait till a black ball overturn. I don't know about you, you know, but in my lifetime, I can't recall seeing many black ball overturned into a white ball, to be honest. But I've seen people bank on their talent and believe in themselves and get you. I'll leave it.
But how much percentage of those people did that? And that's where my 5% come in. So I agree with where you're saying
than somebody turn a black ball into a white ball.
All right. Good after
let's do this. Big up on yourself.
Yeah, man.
Big up Flavor Max. Dwayne, so like you have some exclusive for you know, yeah, say. Dwayne, big up yourself. Your mic.
Yeah, man. Blessed afternoon to you too, as well as to your audience in the comment section and those who are listening and not commenting. Well, it's not really exclusive, you know. I was just
before you go try, which club you support?
Me? Really and truly, we go for players, Jamaican players. I used to I move around based on players. Something there, Aguero and Yaya tour brought me to City. and I stick with them throughout. But really and truly, I'm coming from Bayer Leverkusen with Bailey, and I'm at Aston Villa at the moment. If Whisper should reach Chelsea, then I mean in the EPL with Chelsea, then I will be supporting him 100%. So I follow the Jamaican footballers. If Antonio is playing, I will tend to really watch that match even more than a City match. If Bobby Reid get game, I will watch Bobby Reid even more than a City match. So I really go with the Jamaican players. That's where my heart is. You understand? Hence, I'm here listening to you guys because you guys focusing on Team Jamaica.
All right, got you now.
Yeah, so an Iraqi from the Federation told me a couple months ago that Mason Greenwood mom, she's the one who really don't want him to represent Jamaica. I'm not certain if she is the Jamaican parent heritage that he has. However, I believe given, because you know Jamaica and some persons who grew up in Jamaica, they have a certain perception of Jamaica. So maybe that perception she's using to try and influence him not to come to Jamaica. But the source also said he wants to play, he wants to come, but you know he might want to honor his mother as much as possible. So it's not a case where I don't see him coming, but it's just like most of the English players. We're not going to see them come until the door is kind of shut on them where England is concerned. Yeah. So other than that, I would say about you were talking about Hutchinson. You have to remember, you know, no player want to leave England and then come and play for Jamaica. And when they look, they don't make it to the World Cup. It's like a bit, I wouldn't say bittersweet moment. It's like they would have won that said, geez, I chose wrongfully. So similar like Hutchinson, Greenwood will be going through it as well. When they decide to come to Jamaica and they hear Jamaica playing and Mexico and a US and a Canada, well, not this time around, but let's say Honduras, or Costa Rica, or Panama, who we will be battling for the World Cup spot with. And then when he looked, he see was struggling. Then him going to question himself, said, should I come? Because just think about it. Everybody wants to be on the winning team. Why do they want to play for England over Jamaica? Not just that they are born in England, because we see we're top players born in one country and represent another by virtue of his favorite choice. But in this case, everyone wants to be on a winning team. Either England going to the World Cup or Jamaica going to the World Cup. Which one would you believe going to the World Cup?
England, but again, the fact is, the situation, only 23 England players are going to make it, or nowadays 26. So you have to be also, even though England is, the possibility of England making the World Cup is much higher, right? In this specific context, if a 26 man, you have to see if you can really break through that 26 man squad. I'm going to say, you know, to be ambitious as a player, but you also have to be realistic as a player. Right?
Well, I agree with you, Gunners.
And with this, one second, with this new format that we're seeing where the World Cup is going to be expanded, the possibility of Jamaica making it to the World Cup is even higher than the possibility of you making it into a 26-man England squad, right? So the gap has gotten even wider for Jamaica, and it's remained the same for England. So one would argue that it's way easier now for Jamaica to get into the World Cup than it is for you to get into that England squad. So now is the best time, it's the most opportune time for you to say, yes, if I'm ever going to come to Jamaica, now is the time.
All right. Gunners, I agree with you to some extent. That will apply to a man like Hutchinson. Hutchinson, maybe Isaac Hayden, or Louis Baker, all the other players you might want to mention. But that doesn't apply to a man like Greenwood. Greenwood, day in, day out, is showing his quality. Is having stats and numbers that can match up with the men them who in the 23. So
in Liga, you have to put the asterisk beside that. In Liga.
While that might be the case,
the reason, in Liga. Because even though he's in Liga, he has been inconsistent in that league. Because remember, just a few weeks ago, Deserby came out and spoke about the fact that he needs to wake up and he needs to get back the consistency, because that form and those 5 goals were early season form. There was a 3-4 game period where he never did nothing. And if he never did provide an assist or a goal, he was kind of like a liability on the field. So if you are doing that in the French league and you have players that are being consistent in the Premier League, playing for top teams in the Premier League, then that even make it hard upon your case. You have to fire if you're in a league like that.
I agree, and nobody can't argue against that. But I'm certain we all will agree that since season Greenwood have been one of the standout player. Hence the reason Jamaica was anticipating him coming here. Because of the form that he is on currently. Yes, his form might drop and fluctuate a bit, and he's not in the worst league. Furthermore, many a times, teams from his league beat English Premier League teams. You understand? So we know the EPL is rated as the number 1, but but nobody can argue the quality that Greenwood bring. And so forth. However, for the Jamaica team, and you know I'm a Jamaican and I breed Jamaica, I would want to level everything at the team. I would say we can't sit around and wait on Greenwood. We can't sit around and wait on no baller. We have to just get our business in place, because even if Greenwood come, yes, one more quality player, and this player, what Greenwood would do, just like all the other high-profile players, is make Jamaica on paper stronger. But we being on paper stronger, are we looking stronger on the field?
More so people with all this, more so with all this recruitment of the players from England, enough a bit from England or wherever. But we talk about being strong. When will Jamaica ever get to a point where we're as good as the United States and Mexico? When will we ever get to a point where we can win trophies within the region, like a Gold Cup or Nations League? You know what I mean? Because more or less see that,
I believe we are getting closer, yet it appears far sometime, because if you look, we just finished what? 3rd? That is 2 place. In fact, they beat us in the 94th minute and some seconds, so we were away from the finals by a couple seconds. And so I believe we are getting closer, but the problem is when we tend to get closer to these teams, meaning even dividing the gap, shortening the gap between.
You're going low, doing.
Yes. Then after.
Doing. Hold on, you're going low. Something wrong with your audio.
You hear me better now?
No.
It must be something on your end.
No, man. Yeah, use that earphone, don't or something.
Not doing. It's like your bass gone. You did have bass, but I don't know. Your bass
I've not done anything different.
Yeah, man,
you're good now.
Oh.
All right, wonderful. So I'm saying we finished 3rd in the Nation League. Was so close to being in the final. Was just some seconds away from being in the final. And that's how long ago that was.
Yeah, but the thing is with that now, right, Carla, is there's no consistency in terms of getting deep in these competitions. I get me, I say, whereas the Mexico, the Panama, the United States, you know what you're going to get from these teams. When Jamaica enters competitions, it's like we know the talent we possess, but our argument is always like, if it work out, if it click. Whereas the United States and Panama, them know say them already good. You see me? So them know say them expected to reach like a semi-final or final, where Jamaica, it's more like we're not facing the United States and Panama and playing these teams in a way in which like the probability of beating them is as equal to them beating us. You get me? I say it's more so where the underdogs going up against these teams.
And that's what I was getting to. That's where we need to strengthen. That's where we're lacking. We need consistency. So we finished 3rd place. Here we finished 3rd place in the Nation League. And then we go to Copa. And then we look like nothing. Then we come back to Dominica
and damn rep, and we look like nothing. We're playing against Cuba, we look like nothing. So that's a problem. And I believe getting stronger players, while it might make us look stronger on paper and have the commentator praising our players and rating us highly within Concacaf, it will not translate on the team. So I'm not against getting players. Yes, we need players. Everybody know we need players. However, I am saying getting the players, it should translate on the field. And that's what we want, because I'm sure for persons who are not so young, we can remember time gone, every Caribbean team, we could close our eye and beat the Caribbean teams. Yes, everybody is recruiting, but Jamaica is recruiting too. So we should maintain that gap that we have between us
But
and the other
you know the funny
Caribbean
thing
teams.
is, with some of them team are coming like for them recruitment better than us, better than Philly, because Missy team are going national stadium when you have half a player where we have and them a play better football than we, isn't it? Not to
Yes,
say
and
that
that's
we're not reaching further in competitions, but like we'll go up against the Panama them, we'll go up against the Honduras them, and we're not far apart in terms of quality compared to some of these teams. You know, them teams are kind of a whole way where when them team play the United States and the Canada them and United States put them to sleep, you know, where we even can get the clout over them face, we put them to sleep, you know. Like
yeah,
we
but I'm
struggle
not
with them.
even talking about Panama and Costa Rica them. I'm talking about simple as Curacao, what they call the one Suriname, simple as the one we played the other day overseas. What's the name? I can't even.
Nicaragua.
Okay. Nicaragua. And those simple teams I'm talking about, you know, getting closer and closer and closer and closer competing with us. And I'm saying with our recruitment, and that's a problem. That's a problem that's a problem that keeping a little narrative or a little divide or a little debate between local and overseas. Nobody wants this debate. But when we look at Jamaica team that the last window, we have 12 English born players. How can we have 12 English born players and still struggling with Nicaragua?
But Carla, I'm glad to say you say it now, because when oral Tracey said, people say oral Tracey is negative, whatever the case is, and I just feel like there's enough people not like oral Tracey. What oral Tracey is trying to say to the people, don't believe that just going or predominantly going for the English born players will just make Jamaica better exponentially. You get me? I say, and he's not saying that you don't go for the players, but this influx of where everything we look for English, it's just not going to work out. You get me? I say, because as I've mentioned earlier in the show, players are of different abilities and different capabilities. So it doesn't automatically mean, just because you draft a defender from the championship, you can potentially play for Jamaica. It no means him come to Jamaica and him good. You see me? I say, just like Mason Holgate, I don't believe that Mason Holgate will add anything much to Jamaica. I just see Mason Holgate as an extra body in this Jamaica team. You get me? I say, and when I look at other teams like the Costa Rica, I know Costa Rica kind of fall off in the last couple of years. But when you look at teams like Costa Rica, Panama, Mexico, you know, these teams are qualifying for competitions with ease compared to Jamaica, where we have all of these influx of English-born players, and you know, we're not really seeing much on return. Is it me? I say?
And that's what I'm saying. So this is my last point.
Because I watch you know, if the notion of many people is that the English Premier League is the best league in the world, and we're getting some of these players from the so-called best league in the world, we're not seeing such talent translate on the pitch in terms of like Jamaica being better than a lot of teams, even the small Caribbean team. Because if we did go Spain for the player them, right, and we go Barcelona and Real Madrid for players, we could have potentially represent Jamaica. Trust me, if them want $1 in Jamaica and them not perform, would I question certain things as to why the return is not enough.
All right, the last World Cup qualifying, we had about the same amount, about 12 English-born players. And we all know what become of that.
Hold on. Aaron, what do you mean? What do you mean the English players weren't raised in Jamaica? That's why. I don't understand that comment there. What being raised in Jamaica for the performance? Aaron, answer that for me. What does being born in Jamaica have to do with performance? You performing for Jamaica? Now for the local man, them born in Jamaica and still not perform, so I don't understand. Go through, Carla.
All right, the thing is, we don't want to dwell too much because it's an old age debate. We don't want to dwell like we are bashing the English-born players. The English-born players, some of them came and they delivered. You understand? All we are saying, we got some that not so good. So if we are trying to get the best, or if you are getting them and looking at them, look at everybody. Go to America. Go look at some Jamaican born in America too. Look at the local players. Give everybody a chance. That's all I'm saying. Give everybody a chance because we see where the English-born players not necessarily the best. We are not fighting them out. If you're giving them a chance, give locals ballers a chance too and try them out. If they're not good, you get rid of them. Just like how we can get rid of the Englishman. So big up yourself, Presser and Gunners and all the comments.
Big up yourself. Okay, get an reviewer. And then we get our next caller. Reviewer, big up yourself. Mr. E said, 1 second, reviewer. Mr. E, big up yourself. He says, so where did Oral Tracey say to go if we stop the influx of other English heritage players? I mean, no, Mr. E, where must say? And not every baller from England we only want to play for Jamaica good. The man refer to some of the English-based players them as passengers, so we have to be careful. That's what he's trying to say. So it's not about him saying this is the other option. It's just that we can't. Every minute we hear about a baller where I say, get him in the team, get him in the team. By the time 2026 World Cup come, we don't have no team then because there's no cohesion or chemistry within this team. Because as soon as we hear about one baller from League One, get him in. As soon as we hear about a baller from League Two, get that baller in. As soon as we hear about a baller from Championship, get him in. It cannot work like that. We have to build a team with chemistry and cohesion. Review, big up yourself. Yeah, go through. Yeah, review. Yo, you hear me?
There's some feedback on your
and my in our ear in.
Mic check.
Review, big up yourself. Alright, people, review have technical difficulty. I get on the next caller. Caller, big up yourself.
Yeah, man, respect.
Oh.
Am I on?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. What I'm trying to say is that the Greenwood situation is that we are his second choice right now. Because why is he waiting? They're never gonna take him. It's not up to the coach, I believe. It's the FA's decision. Because the FA influenced the coach. So I think what the FA is gonna say, the coach can override that. And fundamentally, they don't want him. So why is he putting us in the background? It's just like Isaac Hayden. Because look, everyone is going to choose England. We have to accept that. We're no big team. You know, we're hyperventilating when we don't play well or when we are not a big team. We gotta take what we get and build them up. To me, it's like a slap in the face. And I understand it. But in Greenwood's case, what they say he has done, they're never going to forgive him. There's no way. Look, a lot of us, if we didn't get 1 and 2 and 3 chances, where would we be in life today? You know? So we got to give people the chance, especially children. Yeah, that's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
All right, big up yourself, caller. Support right. United. Good thing.
Come on, every time.
Yeah, man. No. Let me just address some comments.
All right,
and that's how we like Jamaicans to see the Jamaican team. If we're losing, we are Jamaican and we'll be shouting still. Yeah.
We not be loyal to them from the fan base in Jamaica at all.
Yeah, that's what we have to do. Listen, man. Boys come here from wherever they're coming. Welcome them. If they don't perform, goodbye. That's it. Don't let them come feeling less before they even start. When they come and they don't perform, thank you. Salute smartly and go. That's it. All right, so respect. I'm watching every time.
Yeah, man. Big all the time.
Well informative.
Probably more often too.
All right, so we'll do that.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Before we get back review on, just add on the review, make it more than for a second. Mr. E, big up yourself. McLaren have to call on the McLaren to find other players outside of England. Aaron, Anna, you did have a comment, I don't understand. You said because the player them not born in Jamaica, them not go play good, isn't me? I don't really understand the comment. The Eagle Republic Him say, what person in their right mind who was born in England would play for Jamaica over England? Absolutely none. The players we get are the ones with very little chance of getting an England call up, which nothing is wrong with that. You get me? I say, one say we have shit coaches, too many shit players, no balance to the team, and then want to blame a lack of chemistry. It's a mythological excuse. Somebody did say, "Yo, chemistry no matter." I think coaches would disagree. Chemistry does matter in a team. You're not just put one bag of good players on a team and just expect them to perform. Like football doesn't work like that. AM really say when CS Greenwood is waiting, the player submitted his paperwork to Pika. I mean, submitting the paperwork to Pika is one thing, you know.
Representing a different thing, brother.
Reviewer, big up yourself. Reviewer.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man, big up.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yeah, got you.
I want to address the whole, you know, there is this narrative that, you know, when the English-based players come on the team, there is no difference in quality, and Jamaica is not performing, you know, up to scratch. I want to address that point, and I want to address the point, basically that point. Say you're in school, right? And you have a class of 8 students, right? Are you guys there?
Yeah, man.
And you have a class of 8 students. You take half that class of 8 students, and then you add half the class with D and E students. Would you guys agree that the average of the class will go down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's use the same example. When you take players from England who are of a higher quality and you mix them with JPA players who are of a lower quality, the quality of the team will go down. These players who are coming from, you know, English Premier League sides, when they have to contend with with Premier League with JPA players who they don't know how to position properly, they don't know when to make runs properly, and XYZ, they do not understand football at the same level. When you mix these players with JPA players, the quality will go down.
So hold on. Yes, if you get rid of JPA man, them.
Their average, hold on. Their average will go down. I'm not saying that. I am putting a logic there. Is my logic sound? Yes or no?
No, me not agree. You want no call. You want no reviewer. You see with that one then.
Okay. Why would you agree?
Listen.
Hold on. Why would you? No. You agreed with the student example that these students and E students will bring the average of the class.
Watch it now.
The same example apply here. If we agree that on average the Premier League, the players who are coming from England are better than what we have in the JPL. If we agree with that on average, if we mix lower quality with higher quality,
they kind of review break up for you.
In break up for me, man. Reviewer.
Go ahead.
No. All right. Me get what you say. Hold on. All right. Me get what you say about the class thing. All right. So if you mix the A students with the D students, does the average of the class go down, right? You have to talk about the amount.
Me have to disagree. That's not a teamwork thing.
Yeah, that's not what I say. It's
done said in my class. Me growing up, right? I was always the smartest in my class, coming right up until I reach a school where I just have the smartest of the smartest. So, but differently, if you're mixing with me, don't sit in my class, that not affect how me I go perform.
Yeah, because I was in high school where you did have people who never do work and you have people who do work. Now, in high school, there's a class average that teachers should aim for to maintain, right? Because it kind of shows your students them learn whatever the case is, rare. But it still comes down to the individual students. Now, if you have 30 students in a class and you have 20 that are A students and 5 that are B, and the next 5 that are D students, the average is not going to be the highest due to those 10. You get me? I say, but it's still going to be high enough, which would be a good class average at the end of the school year. You get me? I say, now, in terms of the English players who come to Jamaica and we mix with the local base players, I don't think the local players are bringing down the players from the JPL. I don't think the JPL players are bringing down the English base players. I don't think so. Review, I disagree with you. You get me? I say, I feel like the local players are bringing down the JPL players, because if you look at the national team, how many local base players are even playing in the starting 11? First of all, you have Andre Blake as the starting goalkeeper. Lembi Kisa.
Yes.
Or Sika, whichever Sika in here, Masika. You have Tavon Gray at right back. You have Amari Bell and Suchman over the left back side, Greg Lee. You have Ethan Pinnock starting centre back for Brentford. Plus you have Damian Lowe, that's not local, that is pairing with Ethan Pinnock, or if it's not Ethan Pinnock, recently with Mason Woolgate. In the midfield, you have Joel Atibodier, you have Casey Palmer. What the next player playing in midfield name? Bobby Decker overread sometimes, and if not Bobby Reed, who else playing in midfield? Come now, the kind of who else playing in midfield for Bobby Reed?
Casey Palmer, Karen Anderson, Bobby Reed.
Exactly. Front three is either you have Leon Bailey, Demarai Gray, Shemar Nichols, or Mikel Antonio. So how is it that the mixture of the English-born players with the local players, how the local players are bringing down the English-born players?
Again, my logic is not about. I'm putting forth a logic here that if
or if you have technical difficulties, you might mute the review. You might mute it. And also to add, people, if we're going to talk about the local base players, they can, a lot of the local base players will eventually get into the team. Them not about
Ethan Pinnock, okay, hold on. Okay. Damian Lowe is a local base player. For example, Ethan Pinnock, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Ethan Pinnock have to play along a Damian Lowe, that even you guys complain about his level of play, wouldn't that bring down Ethan Pinnock's performance?
All right, let me clarify something. All right, clarify this one. When you say local players, are you talking about JPL players, or are you talking about local born Jamaican players?
I'm talking about JPL players, and again, I'm talking about JPL players, including a Damian Lowe. Damian Lowe plays like a JPL player. You guys complain about Damian Lowe all the time. Am I right or wrong?
You're not wrong, but the man say you said the man play like a JPL player. Kind of
okay. Yes, but because you guys, but you guys complain about him like that his passing is poor. His passing is poor, etc. He along with a Premier League player, he's gonna bring down the Premier League player's performance.
But there's no evidence of that, because Ethan Pinnock is always one of our best centre backs. You're right, right or wrong? Isn't Ethan Pinnock a consistent performer of this team? So where's the evidence that Damian Lowe brings down his performance?
No, I am being hypothetical. I am saying that I am. Remember, I said I was counteracting the caller previously. We was talking about a mixture, and I am saying we have to be careful about the mixture. We have to be careful about that idea. Because when you have just like how I give the class of A students, and you guys can see the logic in that, if you mix high quality with low quality, the quality will go down. So we have to be careful about this notion of having a mix.
Yeah, in a team, I can agree with that. I don't buy the classroom analogy, but in a team, if you want to keep it on the team level, I agree with that. If you mix lower quality players with higher quality players, a lot of the times the higher quality players might see their quality shine through, but when you play as a team,
I said
show you. You see me? Yeah, your level of a drop if you play some hurted sometimes.
I listen. Listen me. Hold on. I did not say Okay, I did not say the player. When I bring up the class, I did not say the student, the individual student, because when you have an A class, you're averaging the grade of each student and say, okay, this class is averaging A, right? If you remove half of those A students and bring in these students and E students, those A students will still be getting A, but the average of the whole class will go down. You understand?
Yeah, but that analogy is kind of tricky because what you know, the grades are still based on the individuals themselves, right? However, in football, performances are based on individuals. But if you have a team of 11 on the pitch and you have more good players than bad players, more than likely the team will always be getting results. So you can have a 1 and 2 bad player and one team of quality, but the team is still good enough to get results.
Good enough. Jamaica team is good enough.
Remember with the class analogy, hold on, Carla. Hold on, with the class analogy, a B student does not affect the grade of an A student. When a student go to do an exam, that's a separate entity compared to the next person.
I know, but I am saying again, schools and classes, not students, are rated on the average of everyone. You guys are not comprehending what I'm saying. The individual, the students who are getting A will continue to get A. But when you average the class, the class will no longer be an A class. And because you have these students and E students in the class bringing down the average of the class.
I get what I said to an extent, but I just feel like the classroom analogy is an unfair one because in football, if you're talking about the Reggae Boyz team, again, the local base players are not. You see, you're going to say Damien no players are JPL player. First of all, that kind of just throw me off because that is a bit extreme. You get me?
I think he's above JPL level.
Because at the end of the day, JPL players are not predominantly starting in this team.
Again, I am not saying that. I remember I said I'm going to respond to the previous caller. I am responding to the argument that we need a mixture. I am responding to that argument that we have to be careful about the idea of a mixture. I'm cautioning what's going on. Because the mixture idea is to sneak low quality JPL player in the team. That's what they want to do with the whole mixture idea. That's what they want to do with the mixture idea. Am I wrong or right?
Well, I hear opinion still. I don't know if it's right or wrong. It's just an opinion.
No, but if we are going to have a quote-unquote mixture, by definition, we have to not select certain players to have JPL players in the team. That's the only way you're going to have mixture.
But how are the JPL players dropping the games of the players from England? You talk about Kaim Dixon. When Kaim Dixon comes in, well, he's no longer JPL.
I said they're gonna drop the performance of the team overall, not the individual player of the team. They're gonna drop the performance of the entire team, and the caller is talking about compared to other Caribbean islands, the team when English-based players come in the team, they don't see a difference, and that's incorrect. And I am also putting forward an argument that can explain sometime why you don't see the difference. Because if you have Ethan Pinnock, for example, passing the ball to a midfielder from the JPL, what's going to occur? What's going to occur? I mean, we have to be careful here. We have to be
but
careful.
Then again, me can beat you. It depends on the quality of opponent that you're facing. Now, if Ethan Pinnock pass the ball to a JPL player like Adrian Reed against a big bad United States of America, I don't feel like Adrian Reed go hold him on to that extent compared to if he pass the ball to Adrian Reed against like a Trinidad and Tobago. You see me I say? So it depends on the quality of opposition that you're facing.
I agree with you. My argument, I am not countering you guys on the panel. You guys are very intelligent. I'm listening to you guys. I'm counteracting narratives. I'm not counteracting you or your other panelists. I'm counteracting certain narrative that out there that you have people like people like Oral Tracey making that, when Dixie come on, he show passion and whatnot. Again, players are rated over time. Karim Dixon, I think Charlton is in the 4th level of England, of the English footballing system, right?
No, man.
And
Third.
Karim Dixon cannot make that. Karim Dixon left from Jamaica and cannot, third. Okay, third. And Karim Dixon cannot. Karim Dixon left the JPL and did not walk into that team. Okay, third. He left the JPL and he did not walk into that team. And the coach on that team pointed out problem that he has.
Hold on, but Karim Dixon did make the starting 11. Hold on, but Karim Dixon.
We're talking about.
But Dixon did make the starting 11 yesterday.
Not the starting, he came on. He made the squad.
Well, not the starting 11. He was in the match day squad.
He was in the come on, man. Let's take on review upon the one, man.
But it wasn't expected. Hold on. He never expected that Karim Dixon would have left JPL and just go walk to that Charlton team.
Hold on.
Got you.
I agree with you. I am not counteracting you. I am not counteracting your panelists. I am counteracting people with narratives. Oral Tracey is not speaking the entire truth. Karim Dixon is at a level, is not at the Premier League level. So again, and I want Karim Dixon in the national setup because his continuity and all that is not based on merit. I don't want him to be based on merit. I am not a English bass player person at all costs. I am not a person. But when we are assessing football, we are not fair in how we assess football. And people like Oral Tracey use every opportunity. The performance against Honduras the other day is being used to besmirch English bass players. It is being used to tarnish and tar these players, and it is very unfair. It is very unfair.
But when you look at the English-based players in isolation, right?
Maggie gave away the ball. Maggie gave away the ball, and that almost led to a goal scoring opportunity. Nobody talked about that.
Hold on,
unfair.
Watch now. In football, you look at the team, but you also have to look at players in isolation. Now, when in the last couple of games, Demar Gray hasn't been performing for the country, whose fault is that? Is it the local players? That is solely on Demar Gray. If you know Demar Gray, he has always been an inconsistent player to a certain extent, and his last couple of performances has not been on anyone but himself. When you look at Shemar Nicholson recently and him not performing for the national team, that was not on anyone but himself. I'm not going to use Nicholson because he's my local base, as I say. But you look at some of these players that come from England, some of the poor performances are not on anyone but themselves. So it may not feel like you have anything to do with that, like a lesser quality or whatever in the team. Now, when you face
the performance is not really on themselves. It's Latiba here playing out of position. Casey Palmer when he was played out of position. And what the next one? Karayan just when he play out of position. But everybody else, the performance is on themselves. But let's not dwell too much on this. We have Man United Dyke as well. So you have anything else you want to wrap up with the review before we get on the next call?
I want to also hold you guys accountable because you guys understand football at a particular level, and sometimes you guys give the impression as if the players coming in from the UK, for example, are even in quality to JPA players, and the gap is very wide. The gap is very wide.
We give that impression.
The gap is very wide, my friend.
I disagree that we give the impression that
you guys did not slam him hard.
Hold on, are you saying YouTubers in general or just we? Because
the previous caller, when he talked about a mixture, you guys did not slam him hard.
That one up still, but
Tevin Campbell.
The previous caller, my friend. The previous caller who was talking about a mixture. He should have been held accountable. You should have said no. There cannot be any mixture. The English player quality, the quality of the English based players are extremely far away from the JPA players, and the best players must play. shoot down the idea of a mixture.
All right, but now
the previous scholar talked about a mixture, and he was not.
You know why I'm not gonna shoot down the mixture? Hold on. You know why I'm not gonna shoot down the mixture? Why I'm not gonna shoot it down? At the same mixture, they did bring Jamaica got the World Cup in 1998, so that's why I'm not gonna shoot down the mixture. Get me?
You can't tell we say if a man come on this and have him opinion, we're gonna shut down his opinion. If a man makes football, but football in brain is limited. Me wasting my time and telling this brother it's different. It in brain they right here so and it's enclosed and nothing what me telling now gonna change. What we do just give people a platform for just say their opinions and some people are gonna agree with that and if you see all 10 people in the comments agree with their man. Who are we to tell this man say we must say a foolishness? It's just an opinion thing. You have one opinion, you have to say a whole heap of things while ago and people in the comment section and says, yo, general, we're not video, right? So you can't tell we say you are only accountable because we should have bashed him.
Let me say this before we get to the next one. Let me ask you this question, right?
No, 1990.
Let me ask you this now.
1998. Go ahead.
Why is it that predominantly in this team with the English-based players, we have 12 English-based players that were born overseas, right? Why is it that in this team when we play against lesser opposition teams, we don't see Jamaica beating these teams to the brink of death? Why is it that we're not seeing it, even though they're that much of quality?
The opposing team, do the opposing teams have quality as well?
Not better quality than Jamaica most of the time.
If we were not using these players, what would the scoreline be? If we were not using these players, what would the scoreline be if we had a team of our JPA players? What would the scoreline be?
How I see it, yes, I agree about the scoreline. JPA players wouldn't do a better job than the English-born players. However, two things can be true in the sense that the English-born players are not made out to be as how some people make them out to be. And the second thing can be true that JPA players aren't at the level of the English-born players. So two things can be true. Two things can coexist. But I am not going to say, I don't think if you're going to select JPA players in the national team, you select the best of the best. That's how I see it. Because at times, at the JPA player, them end up come up big and save us or perform better than some of them.
Only about JPL. If we're talking about English-based players, it's not only JPL.
And not to cut you, not to cut you. Hold on now. And this is why we go back to the fact say we love bash the JPL man them, but when the man them from England play bad, nobody don't want to talk about it. Oh, you know to boo that man there. Oh, you know to talk about that man there because he never have to come play for Jamaica. Alright then, if you never have to come play for Jamaica, then don't come and play for Jamaica then. Because when you beat the English, when you beat the JPL player, the man say they're not good enough. But when the English man them perform poorly, why we not beat them and say them perform poorly? When you quickly call out Maggie or the local base player them from Jamaica, or the local man them. Hold on, caller. When you quickly say Maggie not play good, but when other man not play good, you not quickly call them out.
That's not correct. No. That's not correct.
Yo, make the next caller, John. For a long time there, you know, Man United died.
I think it's the other way around. Do we have anyone at the stature of do we have anyone at the stature of Oral Tracey who is bashing local based players? Do we have anyone at the stature of Oral Tracey who bashes local based players? That's not correct.
The show wasn't about him bashing local based players.
That's not correct. No one is saying that.
That is what the title is about, you know. Not Oral Tracey bashing local players, but him bashing England players.
No. I am not saying you guys. I'm saying that the notion that yes.
All right, watch your style of review. I have to go hold it right there, so because Man United like they here and the comment section.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That the notion that English-based players are let off the hook is not correct. They get more criticism than JPA players.
All right, we'll leave it there. So, but big up yourselves here.
Okay, thanks for having me.
I disagree because watch out. Demar Gray been a player poor for the last couple of games. He's supposed to be the talisman for this team in the absence of game. I know nobody about Demar Gray, but Tariq Maggie had a good game against Nicaragua, and let me tell you, someone must move up. Me can admit, hold on. Me can admit people on this live stream. Initially, me never want Tariq Magee in the squad because I was of the notion that I don't believe Tariq Magee was good enough. However, Mr. I then in getting at the squad, in play against Nicaragua, where them get an assist or not, he was involved in both goals. So he had a quality game. Okay, fair enough. He never have a good game against Honduras. So what? Enough players never have a good game against Honduras. Why is it that we're singling out Tariq Magee? Them not talk about them McLaren when Mikel Antonio have enough poor game and people talk about it. Oh, don't talk about the English born player. Don't talk about Mikel Antonio. Ray. But now I say everybody must be criticized fairly. You see me? So I saw me see it. Go through Carlo.
One Mason them. Go through Carlo.
Yeah, hold on. Me not buy this now, but Gray is still injured. How long is Demar Gray going to be injured for? Demar Gray was injured last season. And now we're still using the excuse about him being injured. Okay, if he's still injured, don't take a selection don't take a call up for the national team. Recover from your injury and then come play your best football. Go through Carlo. Go through Carlo. Go through Man United.
Man United, we're not here at all. I don't know if there's something wrong with you. Leave and come back quick and fast. May I drop the link? Leave and come back quick. I will not hear you. May I drop back the link so just leave and come back on?
Yeah, but this thing about Demar Gray still injured. Just like how Shema Nichols say, yo, him never up to fitness with you, so he wants to stay in club. In that, him score 2 goals with it. If Demar Gray still injured, then you don't take a selection. If you're going to be a detriment to the team, you don't take a call up until you're fully fit and recover from your injury. Man, I buy the narrative about, and this next thing people about, the national stadium pitch. Or is it that me I see Honduras 80 and multiple teams go to the national stadium and play better football than Jamaica? Them not used to the pitch more than the Jamaican player them. So what am I trying to tell me, say? Mad, bro. Mad. Let me take some comments. Shamidan, big up yourself. Cephas or Campbell Fiaron. Then me even put in on way. Terran, big up yourself. Him say facts. Big deal say 6 goals and 2 assists in 8 games. Mason Greenwood. The man is not match fit. Alright, then if the Margaret is not match fit, then him don't take a call up. Or some see people, the link is in the comment section. You can call in. Make sure if you smash the like button as well. Demi must bench. He's too comfortable. If Jamaican player could have to do it there, would be nice for you people must leave. Doctor, nobody is saying that we shouldn't use the English-based players. Nobody is saying that. Listen, nobody on the panel is saying that we not use the man from England. Nobody's making that argument. Nobody's saying that. Just listen. Where have you ever heard us say that we not take no man from England? Come on, man.
You see, we'll cover mainly English-based players from our channels, you know. We not talk about we channel is based more around English-based players than Jamaican-based players. That's why when we see the brother, they say, all we do are just these England players. But even make the comment, you know, because obviously the person who watch my channel, brother, I want him to start cover JPL content, you know. That me I try to tell them, bro. So anybody where I say that them just obviously ignorant to how my channel run. Let me hear you know, die.
Yeah, go through, Carla.
Yeah, me, Man United.
Yeah, man, go
through.
Yeah, what we really have to still, what the brother talk about, you can't beat the maths, you know, because if you do, it's a law of average. If you have some good players and some players of lesser value, it's definitely gonna bring down the quality of the team. It's just fundamental. It's just science. You know what I mean? You bring in 4 or 5 really top class players. It's hard to change the team with 4 top class players, and then you have 6 is way down the bottom. You know what I mean? You don't get much difference. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying too, a lot of the players that comes from abroad, surprisingly awkward the way they play. You know what I mean? For example, you are the center back and you have the ball. The system is closed down. Make 2 steps, 1, 2. You put people in a position just like that. And then you can make a pass. People make themselves available. You just don't pass it around and pass it back. Sometimes you have to drive 3 or 4 steps and then the lanes are open up. But if you stand still, you're never gonna get anywhere. You have the ball in the back. You make 1, 2 steps. Attacker's gonna come at you because they don't want to get out. But then when they do that, they create space for two midfielders, and you go forward, not sideways and back. You know what I mean? So to me, the players, especially from England, they have to do better. They have to do better. And one thing I find hard to work with is the fact that you've been playing football from your 6 and you can't use the left foot. To me, you've been in the academy for 6, 7 years, and you can develop your left foot. Oh, I'm a right foot player. Oh, I only play on the right side. Come on. You can switch. When you look in some teams, when you look, the right winger is on the left. You look again, he's on the right. You have to do better. You're coming from abroad, you have to do better. And you know what? When I was like 12, 13, there used to be leagues all over Jamaica. And you would play every Saturday and Sunday. What has happened to those? 13, 14, under 13, under 15. What happened to that now?
Let me ask you though, moving or looking forward, right?
Yeah.
This comment, the US game is going to be the marker to determine if this coach is better than Grimmy. Do you think you would set that game as a marker to really see, like, this is Steve McLaren's first challenge?
Definitely. You know?
Yeah, man, the honeymoon period done for me with Steve McClaren, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Look, we
so these excuses that he's talking about, the players aren't brave and he is making mistakes and he learned from it. You think the mistakes that he's made should be done now and he should know exactly what he wants and he should really give us a result against the United States?
Of course. I believe that.
All right.
You know, why can't he speak to those players? For example, no, they're in their club, but he can say, oh, you know, you made this mistake just for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, because you don't have them for a long time during the window. You can give a man a call and say, yo, so and so and so. You know what I mean? Instead of you don't have enough time to work with them. You know what I mean? But it's you're a professional. No excuses. You are a professional. You know what I mean? You're a professional. I remember when I was just a 50 playing under 15. You know what I mean? Every weekend you play at school, and then every weekend you play competition. But what has happened to that? Why can't we develop players? Why can't we? I mean, even the 98 team, people will talk about Theodore Whitmore, but I think Hector Wright was a better player. Theodore Whitmore, he plays 2 halves. You see him one half, and next half, you can't find him. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying that these midfielders that's coming in, even the CBM, you have the ball and you make 3 or 4 steps. You pull all kind of people out of position, and then there are the spaces opening up. Why taking the ball and kick it over there to them? And they take it and they come at us again. Every time, boom, they come at us again. Every time, boom, and they come at us again. No, we're going to play it from the back and pull them out of position.
Let me say this. Whilst I agree that the honeymoon period is over, personally, I'm not think about mark Steve McClaren too harshly on the United States games if we lose them. It depends on the manner in which we lose them. If we do lose, you get me, I say, and the mistakes that might follow. Because the USA and Pochettino, them have, the team itself is good quality. Pulisic is doing a madness down in Italy, like one of the best players in the Concacaf region, right? And Pochettino himself is a quality coach. But it just depends on how we go out against the United States if we do go out. You get me, I say? If we need to go to the fight or whatever the case is, we can look on something and say, you know what? Next time we beat them, boy, we're going to beat them. You see me, I say? Because I still think with this team, we're not there as yet to really beat the United States. It's going to take it's an uphill battle at this moment in time to face off against them.
This is how I look at it. It's 11 of them over there and 11 of over here. That's how I look at it. When you go on that field, you don't think about your dinner. You don't think about your wife. You don't think about your girlfriend. Because once you take a deep breath, boom, they passed you. If you don't go into that game and you're focused for 100% of the game all the time, if you for a second think about somebody in the stand or somebody, you gotta be switched on forever. You can't think about what you're gonna eat later. You can't think about what you're gonna do after. When the game is done, 110 minutes, you think about something else. But while you are playing, you don't go to sleep. And I said, and as I said, it's 11 of them over there, and it's 11 of us here. We just, every man, stay at your desk and do your job. Because I'm sure the coach tell you, say, blah, blah, blah. This is your job. You should be here at this time. You should be there. The ball should go there. You should be there. You must be there. You know what I mean? And look, you can't give it to him. Oh, this is the second option. If you can't give it to him, then we knock it around till we get them out of position. But you have to be switched on every time. They have 2 legs. We have 2 legs too. We have a brain. They have a brain. I understand. It's a game. You know? And these guys are professionals. So, I mean, people are bashing English players. Bash them. They're just people like the guys in Jamaica. They're just players like those in Jamaica. To me, the amount of English players on the team means nothing to me. Nothing. If the Jamaican players are better, are good enough, they should be in the team. You bring the English players, it's not guaranteed that they're going to play. It shouldn't be. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be. You know,
I agree.
Yeah, so I mean, I like the 4-4-3 presser, you know? Yeah.
You know, so enough people not like me, so.
Oh man, that is sure and say you're doing something good. I mean, gunners don't feel left out, you know.
No man, we don't say we want to, you mean?
The analytical job one of these way over the top. Come out of the shows, you know. And people will come on and try to give a perspective, and a man will say, no, me don't want to listen to that. You know what I mean? So respect, man.
No man, big up them, man.
All right.
And you know, as we did say previously with the United States game, it's a shifting dynamic with Pochettino, because Pochettino as a coach, he has his own faults. You know, he's learning this team as well. But you know, the big moments throughout Pochettino's career, he has had blunders, you know. So hopefully Steve McLaren can get the best of him in that sense. As I say, the Argentine versus the Englishman, the Wally with the Brally. But I go pray for Steve McLaren. So a long time I don't go church people, so I'm going to step in our church on them holy Saturday and pray up the man, you see me? Pray up the man, pray up the team. This time around, I'll go have Corberg. Greenwood pull Isaac, Hayden, and JFF. Unfair comment. But people, you see, before the United States game, make go church on Saturday and Sunday and, you know, send up some prayers with the team. But I think the most important thing, people, we need to play one good home game. We have to play an excellent home game at the National Stadium. People, you see, if we beat United States in the National Stadium, we guarantee you so we're going to make it through to the semi-final. Because as you saw last time out, we nearly beat them if I never have to score break. I mean, I bash score break, you know, but it's just unfortunate. But we almost have the ball, we almost hook them. You get me, I say? So just imagine if we play them at home and we get a result, we get a win. The only thing we not like with the organizers, people, man, them play a game and send the game all the way in Missouri, I believe. Bro, who the hell go Missouri for go watch Jamaica, bad man? America, I believe I'm Navy can go over there and watch them and them, bro. You know how far that be? Yo. And obviously you travel for your team, you know, but come on, man. Missouri, bro. You know how much other state you could have where you could have put the game and the man put the game over Missouri. I'm not go for no Missouri, bad man. Even know nobody over Missouri. Yo, big man thing, bro. You see me? But big up to the reggae boys still. Anywhere else them you go watch them. But Missouri, I forgot miss me still. Owen, I just did distance. Missouri people, you have 50 states to America. You have California, New York, Florida. Oh, Atlanta one state or Georgia? Georgia one state. You have Philadelphia. No, not Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. You see me, I say, you know how much state the man could have bring the game and the man go Missouri? Bro, come on, man. Missouri? You know, see the man on the business about the American fans them. They no business about the Jamaican fans them.
Why would they business about the Jamaican fans them?
Well, that is true.
You think man put it in a Florida with them know say I be a Jamaican man, the brother? Man them know how the Jamaican support.
Right now, we should have bring a game down at Tivoli, yeah, man. Bring a game down at Tivoli with 2 bad man on the sideline. We look one Pulisic around. If Pulisic tackle one over the wrong way, on a bad man, him just say, yo, careful. No. You see me, I say.
Pulisic see them ugly man, the 2 times dog, them start, you have be a fear in them eyes.
Bro,
yeah,
all if man, they put the game all over like all. Bro, I'm not know about Missouri, dog. Yo, John, people reach the end of the show now. But before we wrap up, people, we have a couple more things. The star of the week, people. You know, so this is the best part of the show. The star of the week, and you know, the star of the week. Yo, they kind of give one drum roll now. Star of the week goes to none other than the man himself, or Tracey. I joke, people. Kaim Dixon gets the star of the week. Made his official senior debut for Charlton Athletic over the weekend. Never watched the game. He got a couple minutes, and we saw the video with you know, him getting the ball, do a little one dribble, and then you know, go up on top of the 18, do a little back in pass.
99th player.
Yeah.
For Charlton Athletic.
Do a little back heel pass, and you know, his teammate tried to score, but unfortunately never score. Bro, I see the dumbest comment today, bro, and I want video with Dixon. The man I say, yo, him teammate should have scored for make him get the assist. So somebody comment and say, yo, you don't think so that the man that tried to? Is what I say? As if like the man never that try score. Like, it's just that he no score, you know, it's a part of the game. But big up to Kaim Dixon still. The good thing with Kaim Dixon is that, you know, he has Cara and this in at Charlton. And Cara did express that he's helping him to settle. And I think that makes the transition a bit easier, or it will make the transition a bit easier for Dixon, seeing that he has a Jamaican teammate there at the club, you know. So that will make the transition seamless for him. You get me, I say? But yeah, man, Missouri, bro, like John will start. Missouri, they're about 6 hours from me. You know, I'm not like sit down complaining too long, you know. So yeah. Somebody said one heel but Dixon. Owen, big up yourself, AM Henry. There is a reason, Missouri, not Jamaicans in sight. It's a business decision. They want the USA to go through. Exactly. And if you look on the Concacaf Nations League, I think it's a stupid competition in the sense that USA, Canada, and them think they don't have to play no game, basically. Them just get through based off of them ranking. You get me, I say? And I really rate them thing they still, but I just say go still.
Pinnock actually scored no recognition. Yeah, man. Big up to Pinnock, bro.
Yeah, him can't get no recognition, no. Because him can't get no recognition. And my team him score against. So, him that try sabotage me. Hold on. Jairus, the man that try sabotage United, him see my team now getting results, and the man have the audacity to further Old Trafford and score. Yo, me can't give man a rating to that, brother. Yo, man try sabotage my team. I might kill that same way. I want to someone. But we just decide to give to Kaim Dixon. Honorable mention can go to Ethan Pinnock. Wicked man. But to be fair, I don't want Brentford doing it. Because right now, people just want Eric Ten Hag to club there, man. So I see it, man. Owen said, but us decide your home fees, sir. So what kind of business decision? Every country do that. But people, big up on yourself. Before we head out, people, let me just remove this comment. Before we head out, people, just go ahead and smash that like button, people. Subscribe as well if you're new to the channels. Just subscribe, leave your thoughts. Well, sure, kind of done still. So you can leave your final thoughts in the comment section still. And any final thoughts you have with this Jamaican team? You know, not bad so far since Steve McClaren has been appointed. Just wish them the best, and you know, may the success come along the way. Is me as a big up to Steve McClaren. How much subs you have, bro? Yo, people, you know, I'm up on a goal right now. We need to get to 2,000 subs right now. I'm up on 1,744. So yeah, man. So to get him to the 1,750, no man. 6 more people. If you're up on Gunner's channel, just shoot over 433 presser. 433 presser. No space between the 3 and the P. So just type in 433 presser on YouTube and just go subscribe. You see me? One movement, one collaboration. But yeah, people, that's it for today. Yeah, so I play the outro now. Hey man, get a big bad outro. Big up on yourself, you see me? On the stay safe, and we'll see you about next weekend. It's time to rise up. Stand and take your place. Rise up. Shine like the sun. Rise up. Your journey has just begun. Rise up. Rise up. Stand like the brave. Rule your destiny. Be the best that you can be. You know it's hard from the
yellow, the green, the black. I make them know.
Yo,